One more time. It's such a good intro. Get off the carousel. Can't get off the carousel. Can't get off the carousel. Can't get off this world. The singing taste of a public joke. Let's hear some fastest folks. BBM can suck and I always wanted you to go into space. I forgot how thrash metally that song is. I'm not sure what that came out, but that's definitely the 90s. That's Babylon Zoo with Spaceman. It was a one-hit wonder over here in the UK. I don't know if it reached anywhere else in the world. Anyone else? I've got speakers already. Hi. Anyone else heard that before?
I definitely heard of it before, and I'm from the United States.
It's a cult classic of a song, and just phenomenally topic related for tonight. Hello to everyone. Good evening. Hello. Welcome to the Movie Ranking. I'm your host, Skadoosh. My co-hosts are here. Alfie. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? All good. And Stephanie is here as well, my other co-host. Tonight's topic. Before I get to tonight's topic, although we all know what it is, let me say hi to everyone else. Kevin is listening. Kevin, we literally just met a few moments ago, I think through a shared love of sci-fi. But this is what happens essentially on this space. It's not a democracy. It's very much a dictatorship. But I do appreciate everyone else's opinions. As every benevolent dictator started his reign of terror with. But welcome, Kevin. Yeah, we talk about movies in here. We tend not to do a lot of hot takes. We just talk about the movies we love and why. That's pretty much it. It's a very simple format. Usually there's a game, but recently I've been steering clear of those because they take up time, and I have a feeling we're going to get quite a few people in tonight. So tonight, before I get to tonight's topic, a couple of things. To everyone who has replied to my request for anyone to contribute to the Action Anthology. Essentially, I got a PR press release from one of the PR guys over here in the UK about the London Action Film Festival, which I hadn't heard of. It only started last year, but they're coming back for year 2 this summer. And there was an opportunity to interview the co-founders, and we're actually now got to the stage where we're going to go to the event and we're going to cover it. We have some media accreditation, so that's a plus. But back to the anthology. It's a series of articles that everyone is writing, including a lot of people in this space. And it's essentially a celebration of action cinema. It's also promoting, like I said, the London Action Film Festival coming up in July this year, or June. Fuck, I should really know the dates. Never mind. Admin's never been my strong suit. But if you want more information on that, go to at the Action Fest or to londonactionfestival.com. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's agreed to write for me. I've got my article down. Eric's got his in already. Fucking swat. and I'm really super excited about all the things we're covering. Everything from gun fu to like philosophical articles about why are we attracted to violence and spectacle in cinema. I'll be doing a profile on Damien Walters. If you don't know who he is, have a look through my timeline, or just Google him. He is, you know him, you'll have seen his work, trust me, Damien Walters. And there's a whole host of other things. But yeah, so thank you to everyone for that. Also, before I start, GoFundMe. I felt awkward about doing it at first, but really, I went for a walk, and as we've said in this space a number of times, nothing is ever ruined by going for a walk, and usually things get a lot better. And during this walk, I had a moment of clarity when I thought, this is something I want to pick back up again, because it was a dream before a particular tragic thing happened. And I want to keep that dream alive, and I do want to keep going, and I know how to do it. I know how to do it, and it's essentially this: it's turning this show into a live format and taking it to local audiences and creating like an affordable way for people to go out on a Monday night, have a few drinks, have fun, and not have it cost the earth, and essentially just talk about movies. That's what we do. That's what we do, and I think we do it very, very well. So thank you to everyone who's donated so far. There's a few people in here who have donated, and it means the world to me. It really does. It's not a huge target, but I'm already pretty much a quarter of the way there. So thank you to everyone for that. Tonight's space, sci-fi. It's sometimes embarrassing when you realize that you've been a fan and a lover and a devotee of a particular movie genre your entire life, and you don't fully understand what the definition of it is. It kind of smarts a little bit. So we've been doing that. One thing you'll know, Kevin, or one thing you will learn about this space is there's a phrase that gets trotted about a lot, and it's essentially do the work. It's not a particularly clever phrase, but it does sum up essentially what this is about. Once you start to put things in order, once you start to rank things, once you start to get under the skin of topics, and that's what happened tonight. We chose sci-fi because Alfie had a question this morning about what are the best sci-fi movies just of the 21st century. So the only rule tonight is that it's sci-fi movies from the year 2000 onwards, and it has to be a sci-fi movie. How do we define sci-fi movie? Now, I did some work because I thought I knew, but apparently I don't. So this is essentially it. Sci-fi movies explore the complicated themes of technology and the future of humanity. Normally, this is fictional technology, this is imagined technology, and it usually is the thing that drives the plot forward. So those are the only criteria that I'm going to entertain really for tonight. It's about what effect that technology has on life. And usually sci-fi has a huge capacity for social commentary too. There's links between, and we'll get to this, comic book movies, which on the surface have a lot of sci-fi elements, but how much they are actually commenting or recontextualizing real world concepts into future settings, not so much. However, Black Panther, 100%. Logan, yes. They all have things in common, but we'll get into it. But I don't want to focus really too much tonight on whether something is or isn't. If it isn't, then I'll call it out. But otherwise, I just want to focus on these movies and why you love them. That's pretty much it. Right. Shall we begin? Let me do a quick highs. Kevin, I'll go to you first. Hi, Kev. Nice to meet you.
Hi there. Nice to meet you as well. Hi, hello from America.
Whereabouts? I saw Illinois in somewhere in the profile.
Yeah. I'm happy from the Chicago area. Chicago suburbs, actually, from Elgin.
And
Elgin, I think.
Is sci-fi a big thing for you?
Oh, it has been since I was a kid. I mean, I remember watching sci-fi shows like Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. That's how I got into Trek. Then, of course, you got V. And then, of course, '90s was a huge explosion of sci-fi TV. along with Trek.
Mhm.
Babylon 5, Farscape. And a variety of
Farscape.
shows,
Ooh,
movies.
another Farscape fan. Another Farscape fan. Yay! Sorry, go on, Kevin. I will
Okay, it's okay.
interrupt.
Aside from various Trek shows like Voyager, DS9, Next Gen movies.
And I think
What else?
there's a link there as well, because I'm glad you brought up Star Trek so much earlier, because we've had a quick 2 and 4 whether or not Star Wars is technically a sci-fi. And I think when you put it in contrast to Star Trek, it's a pretty easy comparison once you know the defined parameters. Star Trek, yes. Star Wars,
Yeah.
not so much.
Right. That's right. I consider Star Wars fantasy more than sci-fi.
Excellent. Go on, brother.
Okay. Now in 2000, I liked movies like I like some very classic movies like Destination Moon, Forbidden Planet, 2001, 2010. Plus,
Well,
I like.
hold your list, Kevin. Hold your list, because I want to come to you. This is what we do. We go round it. We go round in a bit of a format, and I'll come to you, and I want your full top 5, and I want to hear all about them as soon as we get to them. So what I'll do is I'll start off. I'll go with. We always begin with me because, like I said, dictatorship. I start. Stephanie doesn't. Stephanie always gives me her list, so her and I are going first. Fuck, now I have to find Steph's list. All this talk about technology and digital, and here's me can't find the fucking page on my notepad. Right, settled. All right, me and Steph. Right, Steph. Let's go to the list. Her number 5. As mentioned, some comic book movies do explore those complex relationships between technology and the future of humanity. And the whole X-Men franchise as a whole, I think, can count if you think about it from a mutation standpoint. I mean, much more the early, like the very first X-Men movie, certainly. It's then kind of diluted. The message is kind of diluted, I think, over the years. But it's essentially about what happens to humanity when evolution happens, mutations come into effect. And I think there's a much greater exploration of this in the more current movie, Logan, which is Steph's number 5. It's a great choice. It's a fabulous choice. We've talked about it a lot on here. I know from my perspective, it has things in common with Terminator. It has things in common with, anything to do with fascism and the Nazis and Anne Frank and all sorts. You see, I think, the way the story plans out and what the relationships actually blossom into being, how things. It's a stone cold choice for number 5. All right, and it's probably better than my number 5. All right. Oh, okay. One other thing. You can approach this any way you want, guys, tonight. There is going to be a lot of crossover. You can do it what you consider to be the best. So the strict 5. What I've done is because I have a feeling a lot of some of the ones in my pre-list are going to be in other people's. So I've put like a little cloud together of movies that I consider almost in a league of their own. Arrival, Inception, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's all I'll do. But those kinds of movies, I've just put on the shelf for now. I'm going to do some grittier, lower key ones that, in case anyone hasn't seen, hopefully you will go away and watch tonight. My number 5 is The Butterfly Effect. How to describe The Butterfly Effect if you haven't seen it? Probably the least Ashton Kutcher-y movie Ashton Kutcher's ever done. Is that fair to say? Anyone else got a view on The Butterfly Effect? Because I know I remember seeing that, and I remember not sleeping for 2 or 3 nights after.
Same. It definitely counts.
It's a gut punch. It is. If a movie was a gut punch, it would be The Butterfly Effect. Ashton Kutcher's finest hour. incredible script. It's incredible. It rides like a fucking razor's edge between comedy, like really dark comedy at times, and I mean, there's some really dark stuff in there as well. Again, it is an exploration of humanity and our relationship with time and the relationship we have with ourselves. What would we do if we got the chance to redo stuff? And how the butterfly effect works. Okay, so that's my number 5. Going back to Steph, her number 4. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ, Steph. All right. Okay, Children of Men. Yeah. All right, I think I'm going to lose this particular face-off. Okay, Logan at 5, Children of Men at 4. I have a feeling this will be on other people's lists. Dystopian, certainly. I hadn't seen it until this year, until most people in here bullied me into watching it, and thank God that they did. Certainly, again, talking about recontextualizing social, real-world issues into the future. Children of Men, Clive Owen's greatest work. Okay, so that was your number 4. My number 4, what was it? Monsters. I went with Monsters at 4. The first movie by Gareth Edwards, I believe. I think he pretty much actually made the movie, like 90% of it on his laptop in his bedsit that he lived in London. Monsters is, if you haven't seen it, incredible movie. It's aliens very much so, but the aliens are almost kind of the side narrative to it. It's a great exploration of humanity. A wonderful performance by Scoot McNairy in the lead role as well. So yeah, Monsters, that's a recommendation from me if you haven't seen it. Going back to Steph's number 3. The Adam Project. Oh, so Canadian. So Canadian. I mean, there's never not going to be a list with Ryan Reynolds in it, is there? If there can possibly be one. The Adam Project's a good choice, though. It's okay. It's a good movie. It's solid. He's very good. I tell you what. We talked about it on here with Shazam. The problem with Shazam and the fact that fucking the kid character and the performance that Zach Levy's character is that are two different fucking characters. If you want to see the opposite of that, it's the kid who plays the young Ryan Reynolds in the Adam Project. That is how you do on-screen synergy between a younger and an older version of the same person. All right, excellent shout. My number 3. Fuck. Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko counts? Any naysayers on Donnie Darko? It's got wormholes. Yeah, this is very much where my head is at tonight in terms of my list. It's a little bit grungy, it's a little bit gritty, but these are the ones that that really stick out to me. There was a quote that I saw in that article that I promoted. The guy said that sci-fi movies should hit home hard. They should be close to the bone, and these are the ones that really stick with me. So Butterfly Effect, Monsters, and Donnie Darko at number 3. All right, Steph's 2 and 1. Let's go there. All right, fair enough. This is, oh my god. Okay, all right. Number 2 is Inception. Fits the bill 100%. Technology that doesn't exist. What is the impact of getting inside someone's mind, making them change their mind? Corporate espionage. 100%. One of the best, one of the most successful sci-fi movies of the 2000s. 100%. And then her number 1, and I love that this is your number 1. Source Code. I did a rewatch of Source Code recently too, and it's fucking. Oh. For anyone who doesn't know, and we'll quickly traipse over it for the sake of Kevin, my co-host Alfie is a wonderful human being, but he did once kind of tell Duncan Jones to his face that he hated his movie. That movie was mute, by the way, though. So, I mean, there is that. Source Code is his second movie, wasn't it, Alfie? Did he go Moon and then Source Code?
Yes, that's his second one.
What were your thoughts on Source Code?
It was fine.
Oh, bastard! Fuck off! It's not just fine; it's brilliant. It starts off like the game. Like you think this, okay, I know what this is. This is Groundhog Day meets the game. This is the who done it. You've got to figure out who it is. Blah blah blah. And it doesn't. It morphs. It morphs like a third of the way through, halfway through, 3/4 of the way through. It changes and changes and changes. And if you're talking about a movie that asks serious questions about if we had the capacity to link dying brains together in order to create an 8-minute window where we could see, where we could insert people into it, how could that technology be abused? And what is the relationship between a civilization and the role of a soldier, effectively? And then you have a scene where he calls his dad at the end. And you have a perfect moment, and you have a bit of a cop-out of an ending, but let's not go into that. I loved that ending. I loved it. That movie earns that ending. Although in weaker hands, I think it would have fallen on its ass. All right. So Stephanie's 1 to 5, Source Code at number 1, Inception at number 2, The Adam Project at 3, Children of Men at 4, and Logan at 5. Yeah, it's better than my list. My number 2 was yay! I might piss some people off by choosing this early, but fuck it. The Vast of Night. Amazon production, relatively low budget. I think feature debut by the director. I'm not entirely sure, but The Vast of Night is one of those that, again, in the same mold as Donnie Darko and Monsters and Butterfly Effect, it sticks with you. God, that movie stuck with me for days after. I had crazy dreams after that. Alfie, have you seen it? Have you seen The Vast of Night?
I've seen it. I actually have met the director. I used to take a course from him years before he made that movie.
No way. And I know you're a huge fan of Close Encounters. I love the links.
Yeah, it's very Close Encounters.
It's very Close Encounters, but listen, it's not just the story. The story is great. How it builds and how it goes to places, but the way it's shot and it's very, very polished, and it knows exactly what it is. It's a very, very direct movie. I love it. It knows its tone, and it delivers it. It executes it fucking beautifully. All right, so that's my number 2. Number 1. Oh shit! District 9. District 9 at number 1. It's a bit of a shame that what's the guy's name? Who's the director? Someone remind me.
Neil Blomkamp.
Neil Blomkamp. I mean, talk about peaking too early. Unfortunately, I wasn't a big fan of Chappie. I didn't mind Elysium. I thought that was okay. And I know people have been talking in the back channels for years about his vision of doing an alien movie. And the thing, and it kind of it kind of got to the point with, dude, if you're gonna fucking do it, just fucking do it, or just go away and make something else, but just do something.
Neil Blomkamp was also top bill for the Halo movie, and then the Halo movie turned into the Halo TV show, which no one's really talking about.
Is he literally the most unsuccessful director of all time? He's linked with every project.
Almost made a RoboCop movie.
For fuck's sake! I mean, someone made a RoboCop movie, not obviously the one we're all thinking of.
Well, I wouldn't call him unsuccessful, because at least he's getting movies made, and like when you're a filmmaker, like that's kind of like the biggest accomplishment that you can have, is getting a film made from pre-production all the way to post.
I 100% agree. However, I also agree with the phrase, you're only as good as the last hole you played. And I'm just looking through his IMDb.
He did made a film. I think it was 2020 or 2021. I think it was called Demonic.
Yeah.
I think that was the title, and it was one of the worst films ever made.
But it's the point. How did he start so well? He started with District 9. He starts with District 9. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's a very simple premise. Aliens come down to Earth in Johannesburg. If you want a much better definition of a sci-fi movie, this is it. In terms of colonialism and how humanity divides itself up and conquers itself, and how it controls other people through use of technology, language, all sorts. But the story of District 9 and the way that plot builds up to the finale, it's one of my favorite endings of a movie ever, because your connection with the protagonist, in inverted commas, technically an anti-hero, really. The journey you go on with him is so important, and by the time you get to the end and what happens, you're there too. You're punching the air. So the work that he does, it's just such a shame that he seems to have fallen off the edge of a fucking cliff. But yeah, that's my 5. So District 9 at 1, Vast of Night at 2, Donnie Darko at 3, Monsters at 4, and The Butterfly Effect at 5. Yay, boy. Let me say hi very quickly to Kevin and Teresa.
Hello.
Uh-huh. What's up, Kev?
Hello.
You good, brother?
All good, you?
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Abhijit's here. Abhijit sent me a message a number of hours ago, which fucking terrified me and warmed my heart in equal measure. It was, I'm going to bed now so I can get up early and listen to the and join the space. What time is it there, Abhijit?
It's 5 o'clock right now.
Oh, dedication, my friend. Thank you, bye. How are you?
I'm fine. You too.
Excellent, brother. Thank you so much for joining. Hi to Eric. Hi to Joanna. Hi to Paul and Helen. Hi to Marley. Hi to Maladin. And Anthony is here as well. I want to get to people's lists, though. Let's do that. Alfie, do you want to pick? You want to go and then pick 3 others?
Yes, I'll go. Also, Maladin, because he has to leave soon.
Sure.
And who else is here? Let me see. Teresa and Matthew.
Nice. Okay, kick us off, bro.
Okay, so my number 5 is Under the Skin.
Fuck, I didn't even think of it. Oh, you bastard. Excellent. And he's working on something new, isn't he? Did you send me that?
Yes, a new film, a new Holocaust romance called The Son of Interest, which is premiering at Cannes this year.
Jesus Christ! But talk to me, for those who haven't seen Under the Skin. I mean, if you're talking about hard sci-fi, and
that is very hard sci-fi.
That is hard sci-fi.
That's like a really horny, like Isaac Asimov story.
It's just stiletto. That's what that movie is. All right, beautiful. A good start. Under the Skin for you, Maladin. Hello, happy Easter, by the way, for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Are you gonna go fuck your eggs? That's a joke. That's a callback. That's a callback. That's a callback.
Thank you. Yes, there will be some egg smashing today, which is practically the same word in Serbian for yes, coitus. Okay, I found the word that is nice. Okay, that is politically correct. Okay, so wishing everybody. I know most of you are not Orthodox Christians, so you had Easter last week. So wishing a lot of positive energy from me going through all of you. So love you all.
Love you too, bro.
Okay, so let's start with the list. Okay, so I'm not doing anything big on Oscar or big like Everything Everywhere, Inception, Mad Max, Dune. Not going to do that.
Sure.
So I thought about those like more psychological movies, which is going to be interesting at least. Okay, let's start with number 5. I had to do one Tom Cruise movie, and most of you are going to do Minority Report or Edge of Tomorrow. I'm doing Vanilla Sky. And solely because he literally says it's like, I don't know, it's like they did some science fiction. That's like,
it's weird, isn't it, that you forget he did that movie. One of the when we did one of these very early spaces, it was literally we did a fight between Toms. We said who wins between Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise, and we looked at box office and we looked at all sorts of different criteria. But one of the interesting things was that it's considered, and I think accurately so, that Tom Cruise takes bigger swings with his movies than Tom Hanks does. And you've just nailed it right away with Vanilla Sky, and you could have had Minority Report or Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I think somebody is going to mention those, so I thought of mentioning Vanilla Sky, which is absolutely wonderful movie. For those of you who have not watched it, I'm not going to spoil anything. Watch it and then watch 1997 Abre los Ojos, which is the Spanish original, and which is truly remarkable. And of course, Penelope Cruz is in both of those movies. For some of us who love Penelope Cruz, it's also a win-win. And of course, Cameron.
Who doesn't love Penelope Cruz?
I don't know. Somebody, perhaps.
I'm sure there's someone. It might be someone.
There
I
is
don't know if they're in here.
Who was nominated with her that year when she won an Oscar? Probably those 4 ladies.
Excellent start. So Vanilla Sky, thank you so much. Teresa. Hello, Teresa.
Yes, hello. Hello, everybody.
Teresa.
Don't get me started.
Now, I should apologise. I'll start by apologising because luckily those people who don't know about the group chat thing earlier, when I was talking to other people, I've caused you quite a bit of pain tonight.
Yes, you have.
Because, yeah. And this is the danger when you don't actually understand the definition of the genre of the topic that you're supposed to be talking about.
But it's not like I didn't ask you like about 30 seconds after you made the space and you gave me an answer and then you changed your answer 7 times. So I had to change my list 7 times.
I counted 8. I counted 8 occasions that I completely contradicted myself.
Yep.
Flip-flopping all over the place like Gandhi.
Yep. But that's okay.
But this is why. But I'm interested tonight in your list because, Teresa, you bring something to the space which is quite unique. You have your knowledge of cinema is deep. So usually you go deep, and you can offer a more considered opinion on most topics by going back for a little bit further. This is not a long run up to a joke about you being old. I promise. I promise it's not. This is me saying what I love here is that it's got to be 2000 forward. So this is a bit more of a sharper focus on what your 5 favorite sci-fis are from the 21st century. Talk to me.
Well, after all of the hullabaloo, I decided to just stay away from things like Star Wars and stay away from the comic book movies. So none of that's on my list, even though it easily could have been.
Some could be. Some could be.
Yeah, like Rogue One would have been on there and Logan would have been on there, but they're not on there because you drove me crazy. So.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so my number 5 is Upgrade.
Yay! Lee Whannell's debut.
Fantastic movie, and it boggles my mind that most people don't know it, and that Logan Marshall Green is not a bigger star.
Absolutely. It's like I always think of it as a Twilight episode. It's like an episode of Twilight Zone. Upgrade. If it had a bit of a budget.
Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What didn't he? Oh, and then after that, so that's Lee Wanell upgrade at number 5. He then went on to do the Invisible Man, didn't he?
Another great movie.
I still haven't seen it, but it's one of those ones. Like, I won't watch Hereditary. That's just not my bag. But
Oh
I
no!
will
You
watch
can
the
watch. You can
I
watch
will
Invisible
I
Man.
will watch the Invisible Man. I will watch the Invisible Man. But I've been told there is a scene or two in the Invisible Man that will make you jump out of your skin.
Yeah, but it's nothing you can't handle.
Okay, fair enough. And listen, you know me, so okay,
Yeah.
all right, I can handle that. All right, okay, so good start. Upgrade at number 5. Matthew, over to you,
Hello.
sir.
I added a topic to the action anthology that I'm going to do.
Oh, okay, nice. What have you gone for?
How does action sequences change how animation movies work? So, like, how does action and action sequences changes how an anime movie goes?
Now we'll get into this another time. That's a really interesting one because, I mean, essentially in animation you can do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how does so many anime movies that you can do anything you want still have action sequences in them?
All right.
Like, how come people are still going that direction?
Look at you just swinging in here, dropping teasers for your article. I don't. Too teased.
Speaking
I'm
of
too teased.
Speaking of animation, I decided to take a risk tonight.
Go on.
All 5 of my sci-fi movies are animated.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
So I wanted to take a little risk and do something a little
good.
different.
No, I'm really glad. Go on, go for it. Shoot. So
My number 5 is Belle.
Haven't seen Belle. Talk to me about Belle. What is
It
Belle?
is a Japanese sci-fi anime movie.
Nice.
It is about a girl who wants to sing but physically can't. So she enters this sort of like avatar program and she becomes the ability to sing. She meets a dragon that she falls in love with in the program. Like, it's all about like your digital self versus your real self, and it has like tons of sci-fi elements in it. It's really cool.
All right, listen, you have me. Is it Belle as in the name Belle, or is it Belle? Yeah, B-double.
Yeah, Belle.
Belle.
I'm not going to try to pronounce the Japanese character's name.
Did this come out last
year?
Translates
in English to Belle.
Was this one of last year's? This was quite big at the festivals, wasn't it?
It was 2021. It actually aired at Cannes.
I remember an ovation. I remember the guys from Empire talking about a long ovation for Belle, and then unfortunately it kind of died away from the conversation a little bit. Brilliant. Okay, dude, that's gone onto my list. Perfect start. Good start. And I love that you've gone animation. Alfie, back to you. Go for number 4, please.
My number 4 is a movie that I actually just watched for the first time last week. And that's Artificial Intelligence.
Okay. I mean, you've gone for heavy hitters here. You started with Under the Skin, and you've gone AI at number 4. Talk to me. How did you find it?
I think it's my second favorite Spielberg film, and you know why it's not the first one, because the first one is my favorite film.
Okay, so number 1 is Close Encounters, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that's saying something then. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, AI is my second favorite, I have to say.
Talk to me about the ending. How did that land for you?
I thought it's weird to me that there's any criticism really about that ending, honestly, because it's clearly always meant to be amounting to that very ending from the very beginning, when the scene about them reading the bedtime story and all that. It's clearly a parallel between Pinocchio and this story. So it's strange that I don't know that it took people by surprise or something, because it was building up from the very first 20 minutes of the movie.
100%. The bones of it are all the way there. Perfect. All
yeah.
Right, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Right. What does it be? What is your third favorite Spielberg movie? Just out of interest.
Let me see. Probably because I've been switching them around. But my number three right now is Empire of the Sun.
Okay, all right, decent. Okay, AI. So that's your number 4. Mladen, back to you for your number 4, please.
Okay, I don't know if many have watched this movie. It's a great movie, but I know it's very difficult to follow, and it's Aronofsky's movie, so it has to be here. So number 4 for me, The Fountain
There
with
has
Hugh
got, yeah.
Jackman and Rachel Weisz.
Jesus, yeah.
Yes. It's the sad thing because apparently, as I remember, Kate Blanchett and Brad Pitt was supposed to be here. So yeah, they they were in David Fincher. No, was it David Fincher? The Curious Case. Never mind. Uh, Actually, The Fountain, brilliant movie. Very very difficult to follow. I think 3 timelines. It's basically the Rubik's cube. Brilliant story about love and mortality. Uh, Interesting ending. I think everyone who has ever watched it has its own some sort of interpretation of it.
I think
And
there's two groups of people. There are those who go with it. No, there are 3 groups. There are those who go with it, and there are those who don't. Let's just ignore the people who don't. If you go with it, there are those, I think, who are just happy for that movie to wash over them, and then to like have their thoughts kind of recoagulate at some later date of their own accord. Or there are those people who go away after watching it and go, they have a very very specific opinion about what that movie's trying to say. I think.
I don't know. I think like for me, I remember watching it somewhere in 2008, 2009, and then I watched it a couple of years ago, and I remember having like distinct, different things apparently stayed with me, but overall, that scene about accepting mortality. I mean, yeah, I mean that's even like I was probably more romantic when I was younger. So, yeah, now I'm more philosophical, to say the least.
And now listen, that's an interesting point you've made there, because a lot of movies, and like I said, everyone knows my favorite movie is Arrival. Arrival will be talked about on tonight's show. But Arrival is a movie where you watch it the first time, and your brain slips into this gear where it's like, I'm figuring this movie out. I'm figuring this movie out. I love what I'm watching, but I'm figuring you out. I'm figuring you out. I'm figuring you out. And then you get to the end of the movie, and everything comes together, and it hits you. And then you watch it again for a second time, and you're doing none of the figuring out. There's none of that part of your brain which is alert for plot devices and things like that. You're watching it in a completely different way. And I think that's, again, sci-fi, and The Fountain in particular.
But
it's
that's
a different
the good
watch.
sci-fi. I mean, that's like when it comes like probably like the Matrix sort of thing, or a Space Odyssey, or I mean, the best sci-fi. It's supposed to challenge you intellectually.
Yes.
It's supposed to make you think, and then just those ideas should stay with you for a very, very long time. And I don't know. For me, it's not about aliens or like Millennium Falcon or that sort of thing.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, it's always about humanity, and I think that's why Matrix was my number 1 at 1999.
And you know what? I'm so happy because tonight's space kind of came together beautifully because of Alfie's request earlier on. And I love that it's 2000 because it then does take out. And Paul and Helen are here. Hi, Paul and Helen. Paul and Helen.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
dude, you all right?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. I was just coming to the point that, I mean, the fact that this has to be 2000 plus in terms of years means that we don't have to listen to you bang on about fucking Back to the Future. But otherwise, also, The Matrix would just be on everyone's list.
Well, it would, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it? It really
I can't even get away with Independence Day.
I mean, yes, I had niche. Remember, it was my first space. I had a very niche list in top five, and then I ended it with the most basic of all choices. Like,
now,
let's do the Matrix.
listen. Paul once brought what was it? The Angry Monk reflections on Tibet. That
was the birthday one. I mean, poor guy was born on this January 2nd, was it?
Hey, listen, that movie has now been got a shot in the arm from this space alone. So
I think I have it somewhere. I think I found it and downloaded it somewhere.
All right,
somewhere.
Let's keep things moving. Teresa, back to you for your number 4, please.
Okay, number 4 is Equilibrium.
Now, of all the movies, why are you going for that one?
Oh, I love that movie. I just love how it's... I don't know, this is going to be a hot take, but I like it better than Matrix.
Now, what is it? Why? Hang on, let me just cut straight to the chase. Why?
I like the cast better. I like the premise, the simplicity of it better. I just liked it better. It just seemed more grounded and realistic.
It is much more grounded. It is much more gritty.
And they didn't kill the puppy. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, there is that. I mean, listen, Alfie's going to do an article for this anthology about gun fu, and I really hope there's some Equilibrium chat in there because...
Oh, you have to put it in there for sure.
I mean, it's a weird little movie that shouldn't work, and yet I'll tell you what, it's a weird little movie that should have been bigger than it was.
Absolutely.
It kind of sits in this weird space between... It has all the hallmarks of a fantastic blockbuster, but it's kind of a little too sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yeah?
Yeah, it went over people's heads. I mean, like Matrix went over people's heads big time, but they were able to kind of push that aside because they were watching Bullet Time and they were watching Keanu Reeves say "Whoa," and they were
he can fly now.
Right, there were memorable moments. Ask somebody to explain the plot of the Matrix, and most people can't. But Equilibrium didn't have that, so oh well.
It's a great shout. I love it. First mention for Equilibrium tonight. Matthew, your number 4, please. Matthew, can you hear me? Matthew, can you hear my...
I spoke again without unmuting.
That's okay. I know. Listen, I filled for you beautifully.
That's so bad. Okay. My number 4 is Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Sorry, what was the first bit?
Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Jimmy Neutron. Now,
the movie, not the TV show. I have to make that clear.
No, I haven't seen it. I can't say that I've seen it all the way through, but I have a feeling I might be in the minority. Most people have seen Jimmy Neutron. Have they?
I don't know.
Matthew,
someone come to Matthew's.
Okay,
yeah, there you go. Come to Matthew's aid.
That movie's
please.
awesome.
Talk to me about Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron is a boy who's super smart, like smarter than the average person. He and his other friends one day wishes their parents would be gone. And the next day they are, but it turns out they were taken by aliens to be fed to their leader. They were sent to be food, so Jimmy and his friends has to stop the aliens from feeding their parents to the aliens.
I haven't seen this, but this sounds like Home Alone with aliens.
Jimmy Neutron. Go ahead, Matthew.
This was nominated for animated feature at the Oscars.
Was it?
This was among the first year this was the first year they did animated films.
Dude, I'm feeling like a bit of a fucking fraud here because I go on about how people are Philistines if they haven't seen Paranorman or anything from Leica. And here's me not having seen fucking Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. Marley, would you agree?
I haven't seen the Jimmy Neutron movie, but I do remember like Jimmy Neutron like on Nickelodeon and like here in America, like Jimmy Neutron, Rocket Power, all the original kind of
Yeah,
like
they were
Nickelodeon
everywhere.
cartoons. Those are kind of like the hallmark of like Nickelodeon to kind of like put Nickelodeon on the map, at least for like my generation. But
Yep.
I respect you, Matthew, for putting that on your
Hell of
list.
That's a hell of a
Thank you.
shout, brother. Listen, Matthew has gone full anime, so let's whiz around so we can get to his number 3 in a second. All right, let's go back to Alfie, number 3.
My number 3 is Moon.
Oh, talk to me. Go on. For those who haven't seen it, tell them why they should go away and sort their lives out. I tell you what, Moon is a perfect Saturday night movie. It's a great Saturday night movie. Talk to the people.
It is a sweet movie. It is heartbreaking. It has Sam Rockwell's best performance of his career, if you can believe that. So if you haven't seen it, you need to witness that. But it's probably one of the best. Funny enough of who directed it, but I think it's one of the best directorial debuts that I've ever seen, which is a lot more sad after. I mean, I thought Source Code was pretty good, but you know what happened all after that,
Sure.
which is so sad because Moon was so incredible, and it's done in such because it's a really low budget movie, and it just shows how much you can do when you kind of know what you're doing with a script. But that's because of the script.
I found myself doing the same thing, looking at source code, and I could see all the clever little techniques that he uses to save on budget, which are really, really good. Like it's kind of old school filmmaking, like Terry Gilliam-esque kind of. You don't need to loads of special effects. You just need to be clever in the way that you construct the story. But Moon outstrips source code even in that respect. It's a brilliant kind of it's a one to the power of infinity kind of hander. All right, that's giving stuff away. Moon, number 3. Maladin, you're number 3.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So I had to do Chris Evans, and I was just looking where should I put him.
Sorry, wait. Sorry, you had to do Chris Evans.
Yes.
That's a sentence.
Yeah, the bit sort of he popped up in several sci-fi movies that I thought of. So
fair enough.
Oh my God! I just realized what I was saying. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I did not have to do
listen,
Chris
hey,
Evans.
listen. You're not alone. I'm in that boat too, brother.
Okay, Snowpiercer.
Yes, and now it was always going to come up. Take it away. For those who haven't seen Snowpiercer, talk to me. And why do you love it so much?
Okay, so this is one of the most absurd premise I have ever heard. And it's sort of so stupid that you have all these people on a train in the ice world. But it sort of kind of works because it just allows you to see how separated we are in terms of the castes, in terms of the classes, and how basically our societies everywhere, I mean, everywhere work
how we do it
from.
to ourselves, how we do it to ourselves.
And I love. Oh, I'm not going. It's a spoiler, so I'm not going to end it to say it. But
Director
whose
Bong?
name Bong Joon-ho, okay, sorry. He says something about that movie at the end, which makes it even more powerful, and there is a sort of like it's a brilliant ending.
It
to
is.
say the least.
It is. It features one of the most memorable. I think Chris Evans. We've talked. I'm not going to go skip back over.
I
this.
mean, he has an actor somewhere in him. I think
Oh
he
no
has some acting chops in
No,
him.
in my opinion, he is a league apart. Now, I have argued vociferously about how much people underrate Chris Hemsworth's comedy acting skills. I'm not going to do that right now. We're not having that conversation. But I think there's a reason why Chris Evans stands out from that pack of Chris's alone. And that's because he has performances in him like Snowpiercer, like Knives Out, like Defending Jacob, like
Defending Jacob.
he just the line that he says, if you haven't seen it, for those who have seen it, you know the line I'm talking about what tastes the best. Okay, you know the line I'm talking about. If you go back and I spent an entire afternoon almost kind of rewinding him say that line and watching what he does with his face and what he does with his chest and his arms in that when he delivers that line. He is a phenomenal actor. And that movie is a bit of a great Mladen, like you said, sometimes the Fountain, like Vanilla Sky, the weird little movies that you're not expecting are the ones which fucking stay with you forever. And so far, you've got Vanilla Sky, The Fountain, and Snowpiercer.
Yeah, just good. Like the Snowpiercer for me, it's like there is a train in Hunger Games, and every single time when I watch the Hunger Games, I was like, this is like the kids' version, the poor man version of the Snowpiercer. Even though the stories are completely different,
It's
but there is a parallel there. There is a parallel in terms of the separation of the classes and the revolution.
Personally, it's Animal Farm on a train, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who wouldn't watch that? Okay, let me say hi very quickly to Toblerone. Hey, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. And Diablo, nice to see you. We're talking about 5 of the best, or everyone's individual 5 of the best sci-fi movies from the 21st century, and we've had some great shouts so far. Teresa, we're back to you for your number 3, please.
Okay, my number 3, speaking of little films that people may or may not have heard of, is called Cypher.
Ooh, talk to me about Cypher.
Cypher is a film with Jeremy Northam and Lucy Liu, and Jeremy Northam plays this mid-level worker in an office where they do high-level cybersecurity, and he is tasked with doing the job of trying to break through the security system.
I've never heard of this. I've never.
It's really, really good. It's got twists and turns. It kind of has an undertone foundation of a film noir, but set in a very obvious science fiction tone.
I love this. This has got.
It's called Cypher.
It is. I'm just going to put it in the nest. Give me 1 second. I've had a look at it. I can't believe I've never heard of this. I'm getting like the Cell vibes or the Cube, or is this something different?
It's CYPHER.
Brilliant. All right, I'm going to put that into the nest so people can see. Brilliant. Okay, Cypher from 2002, starring Jeremy Northam and Lucy Liu. And number 3, Matthew, I'm back for your number 3, please.
My number 3 is Treasure Planet.
Yeah, now, fucking. Now,
I love you.
I love
you.
Now, I love. Listen, I think most of us have done that not gonna lie app thing. And listen, we all know it's Kale who keeps sending us messages saying, "What's the movie that you could fall asleep to?" We just know it's Kale. All right, not to out him or anything, but it's Kale. But it's such a good question, and for years, Treasure Planet was my go-to. Every night I could fall asleep just listening to Treasure Planet. Oh, I love you. I love you. That or House of Flying Daggers.
mean, I had to include Treasure Planet. I mean, it's about space pirates for crying out loud.
One day I will sing that song to you. I will sing the Brian Resnick and now I want this moment to be real. Sorry.
But if
It
for
is
some
sci-fi.
reason anyone in the chat has not seen Treasure Planet, get on that. That's
It
the
is.
one movie you guys have to see.
Is top. It's. I don't want to have the conversation about top 3 Disney movies again, but
Okay.
I don't know who'd win in a fight between Aladdin and Treasure Planet.
Matthew, I can kind of see where your list is going. Obviously, you said it's all animation, but after Treasure Planet, I'm just going to make a quick little prediction. What I think 2 or 1 is.
Go
Is
ahead.
Titan AE somewhere on that
No,
list?
fuck off!
You have to
cheeky
wait
bastard.
and see. You have to wait and see.
I
Good
will do
boy.
a
Good
backflip.
boy.
I will record myself doing a backflip if that is on your list.
I mean, it's fucking coming. It's on one of my honourable mentions. All right, Matthew, we'll come back to you for that. Alfie, bring it home. Bring your home list. You went with 5 Under the Skin, 4 AI, Moon at 3. I mean, there's a particular tone to your list so far. Bring it home. 2 and 1.
My number 2 is Arrival.
Yes. Now, I've talked more about that movie than any movie I think ever made, so I will let you talk about it.
I mean, I think I'm the second person who talks the most about this movie. I don't even know how many times we've talked about it, but
it's in terms of dictionary definition of a sci-fi movie, it has all of the best traits and almost none of the worst. Based on the short story by Ted Chiang, I believe, and I cannot recommend enough if you go away and read that short story because it's written almost in that kind of cyclical manner, like you know the way how the beginning of Arrival is not the beginning of Arrival, and just go away and read the story. But Amy Adams' best performance, Denis Villeneuve's best movie, certainly Jeremy Renner's best movie. God bless him.
Yeah, absolutely.
God bless him. I mean, go on.
Okay. Jeremy Renner's not best performance. His best performance is this new Disney Plus show called Renovation.
Now, don't. Oh, you cheeky fucker. Listen, sometimes a name for a show, a pun is so powerful. It's powerful enough to create an entire TV show. Renovations.
If there's any Disney Plus execs in this space or just listening right now, I just need them to greenlight. It's so stupid.
Renovations. Renovations. All right, listen. This is my challenge to all of you.
Hold
okay,
on.
You've heard about Renovations. Obviously, you know what Renovations is. It's an interior design show with Jeremy Renner. Now, go away and come up with better ones. Come on. There's so much out
Iteration, a show starring Daisy Ridley, Ray Skywalker.
Right.
Iteration.
We're getting ludicrously off topic, but that is my fault. All right, no, not Treasure Planet. Alfie, Arrival at 2. Wait, hang on. I should be able to predict where you're. No, just bring it home for me. What's number 1?
My number 1, the best sci-fi movie of the century, but I think it's the best film, full stop, of the century. I think that's Children of Men.
Now, second mention. Ryan asked me earlier about if The Road was a sci-fi movie, and then I think other people. Now, do you think so? Because the author says it's not. But
it doesn't matter.
No, I 100% agree. Ridley Scott was wrong about his own movie, Blade Runner. Children of Men. I mean, dude, that is such an Alfie list. You've gone Children of Men at 1, Arrival at 2, Moon at 3, AI at 4, and Under the Skin at 5. I have a feeling you've got a lot of honourable mentions, though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to those.
A
All right,
lot.
thank you so much. All right, Mladen, bring home your list for me. You started with Vanilla Sky, you then went to The Fountain, then you went Snowpiercer. Give me your 2 and 1, please.
Okay, this is certainly the best movie on my list, but the sci-fi is a little bit different. So, the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Now, with the emphasis
Yes.
being on the technology and humanity.
Yes, exactly. It's like the sort of thing which is. I'm a doctor. I'm a biochemist, and the one thing that constantly we do is the brain researches and how neurons work and how our memories form us, and the fact that the fact that people sort of think that the brain is like the computer. It's not actually. It's not just storing the files. It's basically all these files that we think are our memories. They create who we are. They create our personalities, our responses. And I think this movie brilliantly explains that you cannot just forget something because you are destroying part of yourself, and it's sort of just it's sad to think that every memory, even bad one, even the traumas, they're there to teach us. It's part of who we are, and denying that it's just it's unnatural.
I think
Okay.
it links in massively with no one said it yet. Okay, one of the Christopher Nolan movies that hasn't been said yet, but is most likely going to come up. The idea of ideas. The idea of ideas. Ideas aren't a scientific piece of technology. There is no atom that you could strip the universe down into to describe an idea, and yet we as human beings are completely controlled by man-made ideas of justice, ideas of empathy, ideas of revenge, or all of the things that we talk about in here so often. They're man-made concepts. That's not hardware, it's not software, but yet it is everything to us as a species. That's a great shout. And Jim Carrey's best performance, best movie.
Well, of course, yeah, I would argue
By
even
far.
Kate Winslet. I mean, it's one of my favorite Kate Winslet movies.
I will
What's your number?
unashamedly admit that Eternal Sunshine is on my list of shame. It's still on my watch
Oh,
list.
you haven't seen it?
Nope, I have not seen
Dude,
it.
listen, Marley. Listen, for those who don't know, Marley, Marley hadn't seen Schindler's List, and we kind of bombarded him a little. We're not bombarded.
Are you gonna
We didn't
bombard
say
me
bombard.
again?
No, I mean, no. Listen, dude. After Schindler's List, no. Fuck me. I'm not that much of a cunt.
He's just publicly shaming you for not watching.
I mean, or no. Listen, I didn't
Well,
listen,
I
all I
publicly
said is you
shame
needed to
myself
watch it.
for
It's a lot. And now, but listen, Eternal Sunshine is different. It's different. You'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. But get to it quickly, please.
It's
Promise
on my
me.
watch list. But hearing your description of it makes it kind of sound like another film from Robin Williams. Has anyone seen the final cut? It's not as
Oh,
it's not as good, but from what the description of Eternal Sunshine, what from what I got from that, but everyone should go check out the final cut. It's Robin Williams, probably one of his most underrated performances.
listen, anyone who don't, Kevin, Robin Williams is a sacred figure in here. I'd like to say it's a safe space, but and not as if anyone would ever say a bad word about Robin Williams, but if they did, they'd be culpable for for my reaction. So Kevin, I get a good feeling about you. I have a feeling you're not going to have any problems with Robin Williams. So
No,
no, I didn't think so. All right, so Eternal Sunshine, Aladdin, that's your 2. What's your number 1?
Well, I had to do A24 Ex Machina.
Yes, first mention. Now, I mean, dictionary
Yes.
definition of a sci-fi.
I have done it when we did A24 movies. I had to do it again. I was actually thinking, because Stephanie and Alfie were, of course, they took their precedence and took me Children of Men. So
you decided to pull out an Ex Machina on them.
Yes, I decided to go back with one of my personal favorite, and yes, let's remind everyone, Donald Gleason is undiscovered jewel, which I truly, truly adore, and I wish he does more great movies, and I wish he's more popular. So yeah,
I think weird that a movie of that impact, the way that movie landed, I think with people, everyone just went, oh, so Domhnall Gleeson and Alicia Vikander should just win everything going forward, and they just kind of didn't, and that's fine. I'm kind of happy with
I
that.
still what was the 2014? So who won back then? It was Leo, was it?
It may have been. I think he would. I think the problem with Domhnall Gleeson and Alicia Vikander are they are good at it. Gives me strength that they're good enough actors. Are not good enough. I mean, brilliant enough actors to. They missed out with Ex Machina, but they'll be back round again at some point.
But yes, that's the thing. I think Alicia Vikander won next year for the Danish Girl.
That's
yes,
right.
it was 2016. Yes, so
Basically,
basically she did Brie Larson with Short Term 12 and Room.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically happening in Hollywood very
Come
often
on,
when you
Alfie,
have.
get it off your chest. Come on, Alfie, get it off your
What?
chest. Just
No, I think. Oh, the what?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Whatever you're about to say, that year with Alicia Vikander and the Danish.
Yeah,
girl.
I mean she won, but I have to say that I think it's the same situation when Matthew McConaughey won for Dallas Buyers Club, because it was the same year that he had True Detective, and so I think that Ex Machina is what gave Alicia Vikander the boost to win.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And especially because it was such a tough category. If I remember, she won against Kate Winslet and Rooney Mara. It was a very tough category. So I'm just now blabbing about a lot of different things.
No. But look at your list. From start to finish. You started with Vanilla Sky. Then you went The Fountain, Snowpiercer, Eternal Sunshine, and Ex Machina. I'm going to use a big word, and I don't know if I'm using it correctly, but when's that ever stopped me? All very cerebral movies.
Well, that's sort of me.
I don't know if that is applicable.
Well, I try not to overthink everything, but there is a part of me that really, really likes to dissect the movies and think about them. And when I return to them, then I expect something, and then I discover something new. And that's what I love about movies. Why I write about movies and TV series and everything. It's just that if the movies inspire me to think, I think that's amazing. If they don't, too bad. Okay, I have to go because it's
Much love.
2:15.
Have a
Love you
wonderful
all.
Sunday tomorrow. Love
Matthew,
you too, brother.
special shout out to you, buddy, doing the anime list. I'm going to listen your ending and wishing you all a happy Sunday. Love you all. Bye.
Go fuck some eggs. Sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll do that. Bye.
Lots of love. It's what Jesus would have wanted. Amen.
Of course.
Oh dear. That does it. Yeah. That ruined it. Always ruin it right at the end. Thank you, Mladen. All right, Mladen's going to drop out. We'll get some more speakers in for those of you who've been waiting. Thank you so much for waiting so far. Teresa, your list so far is
All
an
I can think
upgrade.
about now. Go ahead.
No,
Go
you
ahead.
go ahead.
I was going to say, all I can think about now is the myriad of ways one can fuck an egg. They can poach it, they can fry it, they can sunny side up it.
I mean,
they can
we know you
scramble
shouldn't
it.
put them all in one basket. And
Fertilizer.
if anyone has ever heard Jim Jeffries' story about an egg, all I will say is Trump. I mean, it probably won't be in YouTube because it's that blue. But there's a story that Jim Jeffries tells about an egg, and sci-fi. Back to sci-fi, Teresa. Back to sci-fi.
Okay.
Please.
Number 2 is
Two and one.
Number 2 is Ad Astra.
Now, I still haven't seen it. And I know it's got Tommy Lee Jones and Brad Pitt in it, and it's a sci-fi movie that a lot of people didn't like.
No, it's good.
But
It's good. It moves really slow and it's really atmospheric, but it's like it moves slow and then oh my god, and then it moves slow and then it's oh my god, and then it moves slow and it's oh my god. It's like that.
Same guy who did Lost City of Z. Is that the?
It's incredible. It's an incredible movie.
It's really you would like it. It's a skadoosh movie.
I'm so here for it. I love Lost City of Z. It's the same guy, isn't it? James.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, I love Lost City of Z. That isn't okay. All right, I haven't seen it. But tell me your number 1.
Okay, well, I mean, if we're not putting moratoriums on certain titles, are we or are we not?
Well, what does that mean?
Like you had mentioned Everything Everywhere All at Once, you had mentioned Inception, you had mentioned Arrival. So we're putting.
It's absolutely down to you. Listen, that was my personal one. I think, honestly, there's nothing wrong with just going Stone Cold Classic if you want to go Stone Cold Classic, and that includes Everything Everywhere All at Once. That includes Dune. That includes. Hang on, wait for it. Blade Runner, Interstellar.
Yeah, well then I'm going Inception because that is my number 1. So.
Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Oh yeah, at IMAX in the theater.
And how did you feel after? Do you remember how you felt walking out of the theater afterwards?
Oh, I couldn't get up. I was just sitting there.
Wait, I was with a friend of mine, and I remember both of us sitting there quite content. What I loved was that we were both quite content to sit there and just happy in the fact that this was 2 relatively stupid men trying furiously to figure out and to make sure that what they thought the movie was about was what it was about before turning and communicating to each other.
I was so glad that I saw it by myself because I did not want to have to sit there with somebody else and debate whether or not
to someone afterwards.
Yeah,
absolutely,
and
not.
debate, the final shot because I'm an optimist and I want to believe, that it fell, and that's all I'm going to say. For those who haven't seen it,
for those who haven't seen it, it is what the interesting thing is that I did the number of movies over the last few hours that I put into Google saying is so and so sci-fi is incredible. The fact that I actually did have to put into Google just to double check that it was sci-fi kind of says a few things about it. It's probably the first blockbuster that I can remember where it doesn't treat the audience like a bunch of children.
Right.
This movie makes you fucking work. It has some things in common with other great entertainment.
Not only do you have to think while you're in the movie, when things are going on and things are being cut from, the whole parallel action is not just 2 storylines going, but like at least 3 or 4 or 5 at the same time. And the fact that he doesn't make these obvious tweaks, like, speeding up the film or slowing it down, or making each vignette look completely different, so that people can understand it. No, he's just like, boom, here it is. You either get it or you don't get it. Oh, you didn't get it? Watch it again.
Yeah. Now, famously, I don't think Tenet is going to be on many people's lists because it is almost kind of exactly the same thing, but it goes that exactly. Anthony agrees with it. It goes that other step over the line, which is, listen,
it's a mess.
I don't mind spending that 10-15 minutes, or it doesn't matter if it's 3 weeks after I've seen the movie, thinking, do I have this? The most important thing is that Inception is a movie almost like gamification. Like, by the time you get to the third act, you've got enough in your head that you're like, no, I've got this. No, I've got this. But still, it's kind of that beautiful balance between being on the train and understanding where the train is going at the same time.
But that's okay, because that's also what the characters are going through. So you feel that the same way they feel that, and it's okay. You don't feel duped. You don't feel stupid. You just feel like you're along with the ride. And that was the smartest thing that he did with that script, was to make us just as confused as each one of those characters are. Because at some point, every single main character, except for Tom Hardy, because he's Tom Hardy, didn't understand what the heck was going on at some point.
Don't never fear of dreaming a little bigger, darling. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Again, it comes back to it's complex. It's so complex to the point where, like I said, you've got this. You've got that feeling of you've got this or not. All right, Inception at number 1, and Astra at number 2, Cypher, which I haven't seen, so that's gone onto the list with Bell and a few others tonight. At 3, Equilibrium, I love that you said that, at 4, and Upgrade. Lee Whannell's Upgrade. If you haven't seen it and you've got, I'm pretty sure Amazon Prime or Prime Video or whatever, if you've got that, I'm pretty sure you've got Upgrade. Go away and watch Upgrade if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's the most action-oriented sci-fi film you'll see.
And again, Twilight Zone vibes, very much so. Okay, we're almost there. Thank you so much, Teresa. Matthew, bring it home for me. You started with Belle. You then went Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, animation classic, Treasure Planet. Marley's already spoiled what might be at 2 and 1, but
he actually didn't. I've never seen Titan AE.
What? All right. Okay. I don't have time to lose my temper, Matthew.
Homework assignment,
Matthew. Just listen to me. Listen to me. If you like Treasure Planet, please go away and watch Titan AE tonight. Do it tonight. I am not kidding. I am not kidding with you.
I will tonight.
Good
and
boy.
I will tweet my thoughts to you tomorrow.
Good boy. I want a full thread. I'm going to thread about Titan AE and Matt Damon. Number 2. What's your number 2?
Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, you cheeky bitch. You cheeky bitch. Wait. Yeah. All right.
It's aliens. I mean, Stitch itself is from an intergalactic planet.
I said tonight, Matthew, I'm not going to get hung up on the definition of sci-fi movies unless it's egregious. I am allowing you to have Lilo and Stitch, not only because of there is that famous scene in the movie where Stitch, obviously, is held in the Grand Intergalactic Court.
Yep.
His trial is held amongst a million different aliens, and he says something in his own language, unintelligible, which is so foul that it causes alien species to regurgitate their lunches.
It's such a good scene.
Oh, you cheeky, sneaky boy. Lilo and Stitch at number 2. All right, come on then. Come on then,
This
bring it
would have been
home.
my number one, regardless of doing all anime movies or not.
You didn't even have to think about this, did you? You just had this.
Wally.
Oh, you prick! Yeah.
I didn't even have to think about this. This was my number one. This would have been my number one, regardless if I had live action films or not. This was my favorite by far.
I am so happy that you are here. No, generally, because honestly, most people in it. Listen, Alfie and I have pretty much done the same list. There's a lot of similarities between because a lot of us all go, okay, these are the big ones, but these are the gritty, nasty, memorable little ones. You have gone for a full, gorgeous list of animated joy, which is also sci-fi. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go on. Do you remember the first time you saw Wall-E?
Yes, I did. It was actually in a movie theater. It's one of my earlier movie theater experiences. And I remember just crying because I connected to Wall-E like right away.
Of course. Obviously huge kind of connections with things like Silent Running. Short Circuit to a certain degree, but much more with silent. Much back to the early days of silent cinema. Wall-E, there is very little dialogue until certain sections.
That's actually why I connected so much to Wall-E. I actually had hearing problems when I was a kid, and I spent the first 7 years of my life almost deaf, and I struggled to communicate with people. So when I saw Wall-E, I immediately felt heard.
Do you remember how old you were roughly when you saw Wall-E?
I was about 8, 9. So I've gotten my ear surgery. I can hear again, but I'm still struggling to communicate with people. And this movie came at the perfect time in my life.
Fabulous. Yeah, I had no idea. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's gorgeous. Thank you so much.
I felt comfortable telling you guys.
Oh, good. Have you ever seen that documentary, which is there's a documentary I think on Amazon about a father who struggles to communicate what the child.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I cry through it every time I see it.
It's the child has a particularly crippling form of autism, and very much can't understand human emotions or let alone communicate them to his parents. But they find that by Disney movies and using puppetry, so like Iago from Aladdin, and you know that has a special place in my heart. But there's a scene in which the father, for the first time, actually is able to communicate with his son with autism who can't communicate, but he can communicate with him by imitating Iago with a hand puppet, and yeah, dude. If anyone can find the name to that documentary, I'd hugely appreciate it. And if you can put it in the nest, that would be incredible. Matthew, thank you so much for sharing that with us, dude. Your list is gorgeous. Wall-E at 1, Lilo and Stitch at 2. You cheeky fuck. Treasure Planet at 3, Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius at 4, and Belle at 5. Thank you so much. Right, let's get to everyone else before we close. Let's get to everyone if we can. Let's go. Let's go with. I know I need to. Kevin and Paul and Helen, just because of time zones. Abhijit and Eric, if we can. I'm going to move at a quicker pace, and it's nothing to do with you. I'm sorry, just going to have to move at a quicker pace. But we'll see what happens. So I said Eric, I said Paul, I said Kevin, and I said Abhijit as well. Okay, Eric, let's start with you, brother. Give me your number 5. Eric, can you hear me? It might be your connection. Don't know if it's mine or not. Speak again. Come on, Eric. Come on, Eric. I might not be working. Eric, maybe try come out and come back in again. I'll hold your spot for you. Let me go instead. Paul.
Hello.
What's happening? Is it you and Helen? Is she asleep?
It's just me. I'm downstairs. Helen's asleep in our bed with
Sneak
Erin.
downstairs with his cup of soup and vodka.
With my bottle of Moretti.
Oh, you cheeky bitch! Lovely. What, are you just doing it straight?
Oh yeah.
Look at him. No
It's
ice.
only...
straight in. No lube. Sorry to everyone else. I'm lowering the tone. It's just late over here on this.
Would you like number 5?
I would. I really would.
I've gone Passengers for number 5.
What is wrong with you? Why? Just it's a bit rapey, isn't it? No. Isn't
a
it?
bit rapey.
Isn't it
A bit.
rapey? It is.
Paul, I'm gonna let you speak about this, but everyone's been telling me to watch this movie, Passengers, and I'll let you go.
It's good. I like Jennifer Lawrence as well. So what's not to like? It's got Michael Sheen in it.
And
the score is really amazing.
Now, people stop pointing out the great bits of what is fundamentally a very wrong movie. He does what he does. He does what he does. He does do what he does. He does what he does. All right, thank you so much, Eric.
She forgive. It's
let's get. Well, yeah, but I mean, should she be put in the position where she has to forgive?
Probably not.
Probably not. No. Let's go with Eric. Eric, can you hear me? Eric, can you hear my... I'll tell you what, let's go to Kevin and I'll come back to Eric. Kevin, what have you got for number 5?
Okay, my number 5 is Mission to Mars.
The Val Kilmer?
No, one with Gary Sinise, Jay O'Connell. It was 2000 by Touchstone Pictures. I like it because, it kind of mixture hard sci-fi and fantasy sci-fi. Going to Mars, not by warp speed, just going the correct way. Now, the ending was kind of like fantasy, and alien, and going to God knows where. So that's why I liked about the movie.
Good work, brother. Okay, let's go to Abhijit. Abhijit, what's your number 5 by? Oh, sorry, I pushed the button. I pushed the fucking button. Now you'll have to wait. I'll tell you what, I'll fill the silence.
Number 5 goes to my most complicated movie ever. I have to watch it thrice to understand a little bit. And that's Primer.
Sorry.
That's Primer.
Sorry, what was the movie again?
Primer.
Wow, dude. And what is it? Why is this in your top 5 of all the movies?
It's all about like time traveling, and it's hard to just keep up like who is here and who is in future, who is in past. That was fucking complicated, man.
Now, again, talking about the first time you see a movie, usually you get a bit of warning, don't you? Like the trailer or the marketing or whatever it is, it tells you, okay, you're gonna have to fucking strap in and do some thinking. You're gonna have to apply your brain a little bit here, and we're perfectly happy with that contract, but at a very subjective level. but there is that. Listen, one thing that shouldn't be underestimated is it's the challenge that an artist creates with its audience. Is listen, you need to fucking like with Inception, like Teresa said, you better fucking keep up, because if you don't get this, you're not smart enough. And that's one hell of a motivating factor to bring into an artistic entertainment environment.
True that.
Lovely. Eric, are you here, bruv? Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I
there
only
we
had to
go.
change your
There we go.
headphones like 6 times, but okay.
Good man.
At
Eric,
the
give me your number
at the
5.
risk of sounding redundant, but I a lot of my movies are what other people have checked, but
That's okay.
this one is not on anybody's list thus far, and all of my movies made me think.
Good.
That was the requirement. So the first one is The Adjustment Bureau.
Oh my god, John Slattery. First
The
mention of
whole
John Slattery
idea
in this
of
space.
the conflict between free will and somebody controlling me.
Can we go back? I mean, listen, I tell you, a fucking beautiful. I love that Teresa's number 5 and your number 5 are pretty much a perfect double bill, which is
Teresa and
What
I,
If a Twilight Zone.
we have a very similar taste like this. We love our old movies
yeah,
too.
you really do. But what if a Twilight Zone episode got its own movie, an Upgrade and Adjustment Bureau? That's a perfect double bill.
I would have loved the Twilight Zone to do that.
For those who haven't seen it, Matt Damon, and Matt Damon and Emily Blunt in a standout performance. 100%.
Gorgeous.
Raven Apollo. What I love is that we haven't heard. Okay, Emily Blunt has not perhaps had the flowers in this space that she perhaps deserves, because there's a straight line between Adjustment Bureau, Edge of Tomorrow, and
well, nobody's trying to be basic.
Well, no one's going to be basic, but I mean, A Quiet Place. Although, I mean, would A Quiet Place count? Is A Quiet Place a sci-fi
It's
movie?
on the edge, I think. It's borderline fantasy,
It kind of is,
but not. But is.
It's technology. Although it's more
sci-fi horror.
I think it's a third. It's a third of a sci-fi movie.
It's got aliens.
It's got aliens, and it talks about. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Back to Adjustment Bureau, Eric. I'm so sorry. Number 5.
No worries. Wear the hat. Turn the doorknob the right way. You're good to go.
Listen, costume department. It's as if Twilight Zone met Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes. And that was a great series on Netflix too.
Listen, I'm here for it. 100 days every week. Paul, you started with a rapey movie. Let's hope things get better. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop calling Passengers rapey, but it is kind of rapey. Number 4, please. Paul, on your own with your amaretto.
Oh, no, Moretti.
Oh, so Moretti. Oh, Moretti.
Yeah.
That's worse, dude. You're going to go and punch a neighbour's wife any second, aren't you? Sorry.
Stop putting on an Italian accent.
He hasn't done that in weeks. Guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, maybe.
He's a teacher. And a very good teacher at that as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, you are. Listen, Paul is a good person. Number 4, please. Just
you
don't
like this?
prove
Well,
me wrong.
It's a rival of number 4.
Of course it is. No, of course it is. Thank you so much. Do you remember how you felt after the first time seeing Arrival? I think did we make you see it?
No. Oh, no, me and Helen watched it together a long time ago. But it was on TV, actually. We didn't watch it at the cinema, we watched it when it came on telly. So no, just really good. Just thought
I have a very weird
carried on.
Specific image. I have a very weird specific image in my head. I have a huge number of images and thoughts in my head which concern Arrival at all times. But the one when people say, if people were to ask you what was the effect a certain movie had on you, was My equivalent is Arrival was, you know, when Johnny Wilkinson did that drop goal in front of the post in 2006, was it the Rugby World Cup
2003.
final? 2003. I'm so sorry. When I say a drop kick of a movie, people think I'm talking about wrestling. Drop kick, 2 feet head height. No, that's not what I'm thinking. A perfect drop kick is a rugby term, and it involves with you dropping the ball at the right moment onto the ground at the same time as your foot is swinging through at a certain angle. It is almost the sweetest of connections. Arrival to me is that it's a drop kick. It's I'm dropping this bomb, and at the same time something's coming through, and it's going to pick it up and accelerate it through into something glorious. Thank you for bringing Arrival.
Do you need a tissue?
Thank you. I mean, you might need a moment. Okay, all right. Kevin, back to you, please. Number 4. What's your number 4? Kevin started with Mission to Mars at 5. Kevin, what was your number 4? We might have lost Kevin. If he comes back, I'll resume back on his. Abhijit, pick things up for me. What was your number 4 by?
Predestination.
Oh, okay. Oh, dude, talk to me. The first time you saw that?
That was such a fresh take about time traveling. I never saw anything like that. And I watched a lot of time traveling movie. I love it. And that was something else, something amazing.
There's a reason why we can't. I don't think anyone's going to bring Palm Springs to the table tonight, are they? No one's bringing Palm Springs. Although technically, I mean, it could count. Yeah, really? No. I mean, probably not. But dude, Predestination, that's a great shout. Fabulous. Okay, all right, let's keep going. Eric, keep going. You started off very classy fashion. Please keep this up, number 4.
And here's my shout out to Matthew. I've got Wall-E at number 4. But for different reasons.
There you go. Talk to me.
My son is on the autistic spectrum, and he was virtually nonverbal for the first 6 years. And I taught him social interaction and how to speak and how to have a conversation through movies. And Wall-E was the bridging gap. How you take facial expressions and body language and transfer it into verbal.
So true.
Is it a lot to do with eyebrows? The way they use the eyes?
Oh my goodness. Well, he loved Thomas the Tank Engine because there was a narrator.
Yes, Gordon. That's how you know that
Gordon was pissed.
Gordon.
Right?
Because he's pissed all the fucking time.
Yeah, and Ringo, we have the incomparable Ringo Starr narrating in the early years. So we saw this movie at the theater, and he knew then. That's how he knew to cue on my face.
I don't know why I'm crossing myself right now.
I'm crying again.
Dude, Matthew, I
I
know your plight, my friend. I've lived through it from the other end.
Stop making me cry.
Yeah.
Oh God, man.
The reason why I came here was because I had fluid in my ears. That's why I can speak or hear for a while.
Matthew, can you move yourself a little bit closer to the mic just so I can hear you again?
Okay, sorry, but I had fluid in my ears.
Sorry,
so
Joe. I just wanted to hear you. Just say that again for me. Sorry, just a little bit closer to the mic. I just wanted to hear what you said. Sorry.
You're good. I had fluid in my ears, like liquid in my ears, so that's why I couldn't speak or hear for a while.
As a result, though, of my son watching that movie,
I think
learning his speech again, he's published 3 comic books since then.
That's amazing.
This kid overcomes more obstacles before he gets out of bed than I face during the entire day.
Oh yeah.
And he is amazing. And Wally will always hold a special place in my heart for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gave the tools and they.
Well, I just
Jesus
kept
Christ.
trying.
Okay. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so
Kept
much.
trying to bridge the gap.
And that's it.
You're each other's hero.
Have you seen Eric? Have you seen?
Oh my God!
Eric, have you seen? Have you seen this? Have you seen The Sound of Metal?
Not yet, but it'll be on my wall of shame if I don't watch it very soon.
Sorry, I don't know if I got cut off. Eric, can you? No, please, can you put that on your list as well? And Matthew,
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen The Sound of Metal either, but for the pair of you, I was about to say I don't like giving people homework, but that's not true whatsoever. Go away and watch Sound of Metal.
You love doing that.
I want to talk to you more, but thank you so much for sharing that.
I already
with
have
us,
Silent
Eric.
A
Thank
to
you so
watch.
much. Number. Of course I do. Of course I do. I'm a shit stirrer. Right, I've got 4. I've got 4 from Eric, 4 from Paul. Kevin, to you.
All right, so I'll give you 3 or 4 if you like. 4 or 3.
Give me your 4 and your 3, please, Kevin.
Okay, my 4 is Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
I was a fan of the original Blade Runner. Slowly at first, it grew on me, and like Blade Runner 2049, didn't care, but it grew on me slowly, of course. So that's how I liked it. Are we
Now,
who's
what
real?
was your
Who's
first?
not real?
Can you?
I'm sorry. What? I think you're going in and out.
Oh, sorry. I was just asking. Did you go into Blade Runner a little bit trepidatious, and I just wondered how you felt after you came out after seeing Denis Villeneuve's 2049?
I didn't see it in theaters. I saw, I think, on cable or streaming service. I didn't care for it first. I mean, it slowly grew on me, like a lot of movies did. Like 20,
sure.
It grew on me slowly. It made you think. I mean, like, can replicants have kids? Lo and behold. And also, it was great seeing Harrison Ford in the movie too, as well.
100%. Listen, you won't know this, but everyone else in here, I won't bore them. But I think I love Ryan Gosling. I think I love him. I think I love him.
He's a Canadian.
And listen, that just makes things even better.
Agreed.
It's a great. Listen, how could I not? I think the performance in that movie and the connection between him, the relationship between him and Ana de Armas in Blade Runner 2049. I can see the problems that people might have with it. I think the problem is that for a vast number of people who went to see that movie were expecting a different movie from the one that they got. Apart from you and I, or from other people thinking this is Denis Villeneuve, this is Blade Runner, and this is Ryan Gosling, and it's got Harrison Ford in it.
It's
right.
It's almost like The Dark Knight Rises or whatever, where it's not the movie you want, it's the movie you need.
Exactly. And listen, I'm prepared to accept that Jared Leto isn't bad in that movie. So I don't know what else needs to be said. I think that says everything that I'm saying. Wonderful. Okay, who am I on to next? Paul, what's your number 3?
All right, number 3. I've gone Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Now, thank you. Dude, thank you so much. I'm so happy. I knew I'd get there at some point, but I didn't know who would come with it. Thank God it was you. Martin
I couldn't miss it out. Yeah.
Common? Is it Common? Common in that movie? I remember.
What? What do you mean? His name?
Douglas Adams'
Yeah.
masterpiece, which is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
It's brilliant. And I'd say that was probably
Neil
the
Gaiman
first
said
time that I saw
that was one of the best movies.
Sam Rockwell.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was the first time I saw Sam Rockwell, yeah.
it's a weird case, really, isn't it? Where I think sci-fi fandom we're a weird bunch. We're a weird bunch. We love our Terry Pratchett. We love our Arthur C. Clarke. We love our Ian M. Banks. We're all over the place as a fandom. And the thing is that I don't know, if you put this into the context of another genre, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is biblical in terms of sci-fi hierarchy. Like, it is
massive.
There is no debating. Like, it's stone cold. Do sheep dream of electric ball bags? I don't know.
Opulent.
That's what I meant to say. But it's Hitchhiker's Guide to the fucking Galaxy. There's no questions asked. But the thing is that us as a fandom, when it came out, everyone went, "Oh, that movie's actually really good," and that was enough. That was enough for us. Do you know what I mean? Sci-fi fans are quite good at going, "That's good," and that's all I need. I don't need to get into a fucking Reddit war about it. I don't need to. It doesn't have to win every single Oscar. The fact that it flops, actually 9 times out of 10, is actually considered a boon. Cult classics across the shop tonight: Ad Astra, Donnie Darko, The Butterfly Effect. These
got
movies,
layers.
exactly. These are movies that the mainstream pass by, and you know what? I think most of us in here are quite happy that the mainstream fucking passed them by, because if you're not smart enough to get Donnie Darko or or any of these cult little classics, then do you know what? Fuck them. God bless you. Tell me your list so far. What have we had so far, Paul? We had Passengers, we had Arrival, and we've had
Rapey Movie at 5.
Yes, Rapey.
Your favourite at 4. And
Hitchhikers
at 3.
Hitchhikers at 3. Kevin, give me your number 3, please, sir.
Ad Astra.
Oh, another vote for Ad Astra.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. As someone said, slow, fast, so on. I really enjoyed the story, the traveling, realistic sci-fi. Also, the moon sequence in terms of almost like 2001, minus the space station.
Mm-hmm.
Even the base is like from 2001, literally. And that's why I enjoy the movie. Fighting the pirates on the moon and kill monkeys in space. Okay.
Listen, so many boxes ticked so far. Fantastic. Ad Astra at 3. Abhijit Bhai, number 3 for you.
Coherence.
Oh, say that again. Sorry, brother. Say that again.
Coherence.
Excellent. Talk to me. First time you saw it?
First time I saw it. It's like amazing movie. Life is all about choice, and it's so that if you take like wrong turn, it can lead you to the like gutter.
Yes.
You remember that girl?
Yes.
She can be like good ballerina.
Yes.
But now, and when she took choice in the last, that was amazing.
I think it's interesting how I'm almost quite upset how the concept of multiverse has been used almost at the moment. It makes sense that the way that the Marvel movies have gone down a certain route in terms of storytelling is the multiverse theory. And I'm kind of, at my heart of hearts, as a sci-fi real nerd, I'm quite angry about it, because the cynical part of me looks at movies that do that in terms of multiverse and time travel and go, what you've done is use a very complex scientific theory and you've used it to essentially mean that none of your characters ever actually fucking die, and there are no consequences to any of the stories that you tell. That is in direct opposition to what I actually believe, and I think to where most real sci-fighters write when they write talking about multiverses and talking about quantum mechanics and the theories used involved. Sorry, I've hijacked that chat completely. But what else would you do? You've gone number 3 there. What's your number 2 as well, please? Nixon.
That go to Lucy.
Oh, you cheeky bastard! Yay! Yay! By the end of Lucy.
Amazing.
Oh my god! Listen, it's kind of almost a test. It's like a litmus test in terms of movies, isn't it? If you don't like the end of Lucy, I don't know if sci-fi is really your thing. Luc Besson as well. I didn't really know that Luc Besson had a sci-fi thriller in him, but fuck me, he did.
Same kind of concept in another movie called Limitless.
Now, we haven't heard. I have a feeling Limitless still might come up before the end of the list tonight, because Limitless 100% needs to be talked about. Let's go to that. Let's go back. Eric, give me your 3 and 2.
Okay. This movie, and shout out to your Butterfly Effect, spawned were the basic building blocks of spawning my idea for writing the 9-book series I've got.
Wow.
It's Minority Report.
Now,
the idea of the precogs.
Yes.
And okay, we think precognition and all that, blah, 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 and how, but how it also can be manipulated. And then you throw in the butterfly effect. Okay, well, we know this is going to happen. So if we change that event, does that not change future events?
And then we create the trousers of time.
Yes, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the Adjustment Bureau. Well, that doesn't follow the plan. Well, now the plan changes, etc., etc. So that whole concept made me think, and it roiled around in my brain for weeks. And then I ended up writing a 9-book series, and I've got, okay, no, I'm not going to do that. But anyways.
No, tell us. Please.
Well, I've got four of the books of the series on Amazon now.
Eric,
all 9 are written.
It may surprise you to know I haven't written a book.
That actually does surprise me.
Quite hard to do, Eric. So please do not come in here with your faux British, self-deprecating Canadian bullshit.
Hey, we are birds of a feather, my friend.
Dude, listen, you wrote a book.
Eric is not going to toot his own horn, so I will.
No, I know. Yeah, no, me fucking too, in a very direct and weird.
We have his first book in our library. It has gone out. People have brought it back and said that they like it. So,
yeah.
Okay, now I'm speechless.
And he's good.
Dude, you've written books, Eric. You've written books.
Mind's Eye Memories. Check it out.
Minority Report at number 3. What was your number 2, Eric?
Number 2. It hasn't been mentioned, and it has Matt Damon, but it's.
Oh, you're going The Martian.
You're damn right I am, because that movie made me think.
Yeah, because it's Ian M. Banks. That's
why. My God! If I'm stuck there, holy shit!
What the fuck would you do? I'd have to grow potatoes out of my own shit too.
And other people's. Like, it's bad enough to smell your own fart, but smelling other people's is like 1,000 times worse. Let alone dealing with their freeze-dried shit.
It's very weird to be able to watch a movie of the quality of The Martian and to be able to say quite confidently, as I'm about to, it's got fuck all to do with Ridley Scott.
Yes. Yes.
And that is all the writing. That is all about the writing.
Yes. Exactly. And how the discovery and the moral conundrums people go into. It's like, Do we tell the crew? I don't know. When do we release? Do we release this to public? I don't know. No, we don't tell them. And then somebody, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great. Well, it's like we talked about when oh, sorry. I don't want to call out the people that haven't done their homework and written the article yet, but fire, faster, higher, stronger.
Faster, higher, stronger. Yeah,
That's what it boils down to. And that's why that action movie works. It's the triumph of the human spirit.
100%. No one has actually said the movie that I really wish that we had. I mean, fuck, I can't do it because it still hasn't been mentioned yet. But it's one of the Christopher Nolans, and it's one of the ones which hasn't been mentioned yet, and it's the one that should be mentioned. The pioneering spirit of humanity, the drive, the fire that actually drives us forward.
That pulled us out of the caves.
Higher, stronger. Exactly. And The Martian is that in microcosm. Beautifully done in almost a reality TV kind of format.
Exactly. Oh, it was so brilliant on those points.
Okay, beautiful. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to come back to you for your number one. Paul, your two. Give me your 2 and 1, please.
Okay, so probably on the board, probably on the border of sci-fi, but I read that thing that you suggested about what is and what isn't. So number 2 is 28 Days Later.
You mean you read the thing where now is fuck. No, I made a comment earlier about 28 Days Later not being eligible.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
No. But you're absolutely right because, zombies do count in terms of mutation, and the way that humanity works in a certain way.
It was more the science than the humanity bit, and I thought it linked quite closely to what we've had in the last 3 years.
Dude, it's still in there with I Am Legend. I don't think you can. I think it's a disservice to take. This is the thing with The Last of Us, with the series like The Last of Us at the moment. It's not horror anymore. Zombies aren't horror. Zombies are. It's much more as we said right back at the beginning. It's a complex relationship between the future of humanity when confronted with a conflicting, catastrophic human medical scientific event.
It feels like we're a lot closer to actual science fiction, doesn't it?
Jesus Christ, does it not?
So yeah.
28. You've gone 28 days later.
Yeah.
All right, can you just bring the tone back up a little bit for your number one?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
Go on.
This is me being a teacher, and just terrified at what might happen. But Battle Royale is my number one.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is? Just if ever there was an advert for a Labour government, it's what the Conservative government has done to you and your profession over the last 15 years. The fact that you've chosen as your favourite sci-fi movie.
To be fair, there's plenty of children I could send packing.
Stop fantasizing about killing children. It's probably a bad thing.
I'm not doing the killing. They can do it to each other. It's fine.
Yeah, but that's worse. Is that not what? All right, okay. I love that I precluded all of that with a fucking note to say, can you pick things up to a happier level? Battle Royale at number one for Paul.
Still sci-fi at the moment.
Yeah, still technically sci-fi. 28 days
as far as we know. Anyway, I just haven't seen anything on the news.
Hitchhiker's Guide at number 3. Arrival, one of the most beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous, and most important movies ever made. That's at 4, and that's above passengers. All right. Just is she really? She's asleep, isn't she?
Oh, she's well away. Yeah, this is all me.
I hate to say I know, but I know.
That's a lovely Sunday afternoon, that is, isn't it? Really.
Dude, listen, my team didn't do well today either, so
No. That's probably why. That's probably
do you know
why.
what? Listen, there's nothing wrong with a bit of dystopia. Hashtag left, right, and center. Thank you so much. Right, let's keep this going. Where am I going to next? Abji, what's your number? Am I on 2 or 1? What am I on?
I thought I'd tell number 2.
What was your number 2? Sorry.
Lucy.
That's right. What's your number 1?
Look, I thought that I will keep my list fresh. Like I'm going to tell the movie which no one said in this space, but I can't help it.
Hang on. There's a part of you that can't deny who you are as a human being. So tell me what your number 1 is, please, Abji.
That's my one of the favorite movie of all time. It's in my top 5 list. That's Children of Man.
Wow. Fourth mention tonight. Jesus, and right up at number 1. Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Yet I just cried while watching this. You remember the scene when he was coming down the stair with Keith, and he started crying, and everyone bowed down.
Mm-hmm.
That was just so heart touching.
There are certain sections of that movie, and it depends on your emotional connection with him as a character. And what I think is so great about Clive Owen is that there is a general everyman character, to the point where the first act of that movie, you're with him. You're kind of like, well, why the fuck should he give a fuck? Like, he is literally just floating on the top of this scummy pond of existence, and then bang, the story drops a MacGuffin or a golden nugget into his lap, and his whole world changes. And it's much, I mean, as much as we've talked tonight about technology, the other half of the equation of what makes up a best sci-fi movie is what does it mean for the future of humanity? Children of Men, it ticks almost every box. Spectacle, introspection, outrospection, performances. Michael Caine smoking weed. Listen, it ticks a lot of boxes. Fuck, man. Just for everyone, tell me your number 1 to your number 5, please. Give us everyone your number 1 to your number 5. Abjeet.
So number one, Children of Man.
Mm-hmm.
And second was Lucy.
Beautiful.
Then Coherence.
Yeah.
Predestination and Primer.
It's a fantastic list. Thank you so much, brother, and thank you for getting up early.
Welcome, bro.
It's a Sunday, so I don't know if it's a day of rest, but go and look at some nice flowers, have some fun, have a relax.
Yes, bro. Thank you.
Maybe go back and have a nap. I'd go back and have a nap. Thank you so much for your number 5. Nick's here. Hi, Nick. Shiesty. What's up, brother? We don't allow. It's nothing to do with you personally. We never allow new guests in past a certain time to do it to a list. If you can, though, Nick, seriously though, can you do your 5 and post it into the chat, so we can retweet it? That would be amazing. Thank you. Let's finish off. Who hasn't gone so far? I've got Gabriel.
I haven't done my number 1.
I've yet to do number 2 1 yet. Sorry.
Eric, give me your number 1, please, sir.
Sorry.
Stop pretending like I don't know what's happening. I'm in control at all times.
We need the We need the logistics end of things here. Okay, so this played into my book writing and all that kind of stuff, but it more so played into my personal life. As I mentioned in my article that I completed already.
You did.
Sorry, Teresa. Um, my number one is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
And tell people why.
Because, God, there are some memories that I wish I could erase.
Mm-hmm.
But as our scientist, biochemist, what was her name? Madeline?
Mladen. Mladen.
Yes.
Young Wolf.
So
Who was it before?
So acutely and decisively pointed out, it has made me who I am. But the road that I've had to take as a result of those choices early on in life, man, there's some of them that I wish I could destroy the memory, because I remember being a different person. I remember being a much more happy-go-lucky guy, a much more patient, much more all-encompassing, loving attitude. But man, oh man, when I saw Jim Carrey acting dramatic, not just dramatic, but broken, that blew me away. That blew my doors off. And as a result, it really made me think. It's like, because friends have always asked, the question that goes around, if you could have a different life, if you made different choices, would you do it? And I've always answered yes. God, yes. Because I saw things in my future, and I was going towards things in my future that were completely different from where I am now. But I finally come to the conclusion.
Have you seen Arrival, Eric?
I'm on the wall of shame. Sorry.
So, Eric, it's okay. Trust me, it's okay. Eric, just give me a hug. Come here. Give me a quick cuddle.
A-frame.
Okay.
A-frame, just
quick
shoulders
A-frame.
touching, right?
Quick A-frame. No, we're good. We're good.
Hardy back
Dude,
slaps.
Trust me. Listen, I need you to go and watch Arrival for
Yep.
me. I'm not gonna talk too much as to why, but fundamentally, the heart of the message of Arrival is, in humanity, it doesn't matter if you have foreknowledge of the future, or you can look back through your past with complete and entire crystal clarity. You have a choice.
Yes.
As a human being,
Yep.
You have a choice. You can either choose to act, or you can choose not to act. But choosing not to act is still an action.
And engages the butterfly effect.
Exactly. So if you knew what you knew, I mean, I hate to bring this fucking all the way around to Rod Stewart, but if I knew what I know now, when I was older, if I knew what I knew now when I was younger, would I change things? And
that is the eternal question,
isn't it? Isn't it just? And I'm not going to say a single fucking word more, because I've already said far too much. But can you go watch Arrival for me, and can you come back and report?
I will,
please.
I'll send you an email.
Eric movie. You'll love it.
It's an Eric movie.
It is.
I have a genre.
Listen,
that's a claim to fame in and of itself.
I don't want to be a prick, but I guarantee you're going to cry within the first minute and a half. Now,
I'll never admit it, but okay, yes, I will.
I think you will. I think you will. Please do, Eric. Please, can you do that for me?
I will.
Okay, thank you. If you have any trouble, if you can't see it because of streaming services or stuff, as long as you have a laptop, can you just DM me and I will sort you out?
Oh no, I'll get it one way or t'other. I'll order it off of Amazon if I have to.
He said t'other. I love you. I love you a bit too much, Eric. Thank you so much for your list. Eternal Sunshine at 1, The Martian at 2, Minority Report at 3, Wall-E.
Matthew, my boy.
Can you two
Wall-E.
please just have a chat? You two, I know you two are going to have a chat anyway, but thank you both so much for sharing with regards to that so far. And
Adjustment.
The adjustment burrow. Listen, if you like a fedora, and who doesn't like a fucking fedora?
Love a fedora.
My John Slattery in a fucking fedora. That's all you need to know. Ah, beautiful. All right, pause. We've had the list. Who am I missing? Who's the list have I missed out? I've got Abhijit up to 5, and who else am I missing? Kevin. Kevin, I'm so sorry. You're 2, and then you're
okay.
number 1, please.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. No worries.
Sorry,
my number 2 is
not my strong suit.
No worries. No worries. Okay. Number 2 for me is Martian. I've been for the record. I'm a big space exploration fan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I always want to be an astronaut. Follow space continuously. The non-sci-fi space. But I enjoyed the movie. Didn't need the disco though.
This is again going back to like that reality TV aspect, almost of what would happen if.
Yeah, and my number 1 movie will be Interstellar.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That was the one I've been hoping to talk about all of this evening. Kevin, tell people why.
Well, I love it because it complex. Do we die on this planet, or do we go beyond? That's what this movie could contain. I mean, that's the message I got from the movie.
What is the William Blake? Is the rage against the dying of the night? That's the quote. The
poem.
That's it. The poem. The pioneering spirit. Rage against the dying of the night.
Right.
The Anne Hathaway speech about love being able to transcend time and space. That section, Interstellar for me is a perfect sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I mean, also I thought the wormhole travel sequence was almost like 2001 when they go to the Stargate, almost like it.
Now, for those who haven't seen it, Kevin, you've done a great job of not doing spoilers. Thank you so much for that as well. But we don't do spoilers in here. But the bookcase.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has. It's a brave choice as a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed the movie. I saw the trailer for it. I got hooked on it right away, even before the movie. So usually, if I see a trailer, okay, wait and see. But I got hooked. I was just waiting for the 3 trailers to come out, and then I saw the IMAX trailer, which I thought should have been the main trailer of the movie.
Absolutely, fundamentally.
I mean, it should have been. I mean, yeah, it was a good movie, but I think they should have made the IMAX trailer the main trailer for all of it. That was I thought the big marketing mistake of the movie.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you so much, Ryan. Now Raven has dropped her list into the space as well. Let's go from 5 to 1. So this looks pretty stone cold. Fuck me. Okay. Blade Runner director's cut. I love the brackets used there. Arrival at 4. Nope at number 3. Now I wanted to put Nope in mine, but I thought people haven't seen Monsters, so that's why I went for Monsters in mine, but otherwise Nope would have been in mine. Nope is my favorite Jordan Peele over Get Out. Genuinely, not by a long way. I think that both of them are so different that you can actually put them next to each other. But the fact that you can actually put Get Out and Nope next to each other in terms of quality, I think that speaks for itself. Nope is, if again talking about if the Twilight Zone episode got made into a movie with a budget, fuck me, that's a great shout. Number 2, first mention of Alien so far at number 2. I mean, if it doesn't have John Hurt in it, is it really a sci-fi movie? And 2001 Space Odyssey. Now, Raven, unfortunately, 2001 doesn't count. These are best sci-fi movies of the 21st century. So you've got a few minutes before I close the space if you want to swoop back in with a number 1. That's not your fault, and thank you for wandering in. It's lovely to see you. Nick has also dropped his in as well. Oh, fuck you, Nick, you bastard. Oh, you've gone with Chronicle. Josh Trank's Chronicle at number 5. For those who haven't seen it, it is the superhero movie for people who don't like superhero movies and like sci-fi. It is hard sci-fi. It is Ray Bradbury meets fucking the Russo brothers. Chronicle at number 5. Resolution, which I haven't seen. Can you DM me or can you share anything, Nick, please, with the group about Resolution? I haven't seen Resolution. I might be the only one. I love that you've gone with the Tom Cruise option of Oblivion. Andrea Riseborough in Oblivion is phenomenal. And that movie has a great leg sweep. It's halfway, isn't it? It's halfway. It's not it's not act 2 to act 3. It's halfway, and that movie flips on its head, and then all of a sudden it becomes a completely different movie and a completely different experience. Morgan Freeman, Tom Cruise, but the star of that movie is by far Andrea Riseborough. Teresa, Nick went with Equilibrium. Equilibrium at number 2, so clearly this is a man of exceedingly good taste, like Mr. Kipling. However, Nick also went with his number 1, the same one as me, which was District fucking 9. Flowers for Sholto Copley, flowers for Neil Blomkamp, because he needs all the flowers. He needs all the flowers he can get, because he started off so fucking strong and unfortunately dropped away in a significant manner. But it doesn't take away from the fact that the first movie he ever made was District 9, and that's an important, a flagpole sci-fi movie. Excellent. DM me, brother. Good man. Good man. All right. I don't know if I've missed anyone. Anthony.
Hi.
Hi, brother. I'm so sorry. Tonight has been hodgepodge. It has been all over the place. You might say in quite a sporadic and sci-fi-esque manner. But I'm so sorry. Can you give me your 5 to 1 for everyone, please?
Yeah, I can go through mine pretty quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'd say I'd probably only have like a couple comments on mine anyway, so it's perfect. My number 5 is Cloud Atlas.
Oh, you can't start at number 5 with Cloud
I was
Atlas.
very surprised to not have. Did anybody pick this
number
yet?
5 with Shawshank Redemption or fuck off.
So this is actually one of the only ones I probably have like a worthwhile personal story about too. Weirdly enough, this was the first movie me and Mike saw in theaters together.
Oh, when was that?
Which
How
is
long ago
like
was
a
that?
testament to the kind of content we take in together.
Oh.
But it's also just like it explores a lot of concepts that I've always believed in, and I learned the night that we had this tattoo, or saw this movie, that he has a tattoo called that says "different in body, same in soul" in Japanese. And it was just like everything at once on that night. We were kind of like, wait a minute. So you think like this? We had like the longest philosophical conversation I probably ever had with anybody.
Dude, there is nothing
That-
greater than the conversation between you and another human being, which essentially establishes that you're the same person.
Yeah, we were like, oh, okay, so we made the right choice because we were both thinking it was going to be like
Wait.
a
Oh, hang
terrible
on. No, we're
idea for a
soulmates.
date. But
Yeah.
and here we are, nearly a decade later. So, but the rest I could get through pretty quick. Number 4, I did Alita Battle Angel.
You now are you just looking through my honorable mentions and just picking the best ones? Because that sounds like what you're doing. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's so good. I constantly look up if there's going to be a sequel because there needs to be. It also, in my opinion, in talking about The Last of Us like we did earlier,
Yeah.
I think that like Alita Battle Angel was a great example of an incredible adaptation of such a good story from so long
100%.
before. Like,
I think there are elements of AI in there as well.
yeah, and I mean, I also realized with my list that all of mine explore like a lot of like things about identity and consciousness, and
Yes.
that was something I found after the fact, and I was like, okay, so yeah, this is very me
Oh,
with
hang
sci-fi.
on, though, Anthony. You haven't gone for Prometheus, have you?
No, it
No,
is
thank
on
you.
my honorable mention.
Shall I do the fingering? Sorry, that's a separate question.
That's for
Sorry.
the other space later.
That's the other space for later, much later tonight.
My number 3 is Ex Machina.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And everyone said everything there is to say about it, and so that's perfectly covered. Number 2, I went with Paprika. So anyone that's talked about Inception, if you haven't seen Paprika, we've gone in circles about this in these spaces before. So just always remember, go watch Paprika if you haven't yet, because
100%. I'm not sure. I think if the anime of Ghost in the Shell had been made post 2000, I think a lot of people would have gone Ghost in the Shell.
Right.
I love Ghost in the Shell. However, the category tonight is best sci-fi movies 2000 plus.
Right. So close.
It's hard to get. It's hard to, you know what I mean, like. But I don't think listen. I think Ghost in the Shell got more of a kicking than it actually deserved. I think.
Anytime I talk to people about the live action movie, I always say to like I'm always like, do you know that there's like a TV like a anime series too that came after the movie? There's like a whole series, and it's just as good as the original movie in my opinion.
What did you go for at number 1 though? You had Paprika at 2.
My number 1 is Annihilation.
Of course it is. And do you know what? I don't even need to fucking worry anymore about writing honorable mentions because everyone we get to it. Yes.
So funny enough, I took off Children of Men before the space started because I had a feeling Alfie was going to cover it, and I knew it. It's always you, Alfie. I'm always like, what would Alfie do?
Listen, I had Annihilation. I had to take out. We'll get to honorable mention in a second. I left Annihilation because I thought Alfie would cover it. That's genuinely why I did that one. But the fact that you've got things like in there, but I mean, if you want a sci-fi double bill of a dystopian sci-fi, you've got Children of Men, Snowpiercer, The Butterfly Effect. I mean, Under the Skin. Jesus Christ, it's not what I love about. And I think this is a key thing for you, Alfie. Whatever reason why you needed to know what the best sci-fi movies of the 20th century are, I think the key point is that post 2000 is that we didn't lose hard sci-fi. In fact, it got a bit of a beautiful renaissance. People lent into hard sci-fi and the elements of hard sci-fi. Despite I mean, there's things that haven't been mentioned tonight, like things like The Endless, and I mean, there's the really hard sci-fi stuff
Well, to build on top of what you're saying too, the reason I picked Annihilation for number one is it it covers two things I like in sci-fi: to make me think and to make me uncomfortable. And
Uncomfortable, yeah.
by the end of that, I didn't. I mean, I was so invested in like. I mean, it's touching on such a deep storyline of like that people directly have a conversation about self-destruction versus suicide, and then by so like you're so into this like deep mental way of thinking about this stuff, and then at the end to have what happens. I mean, I had chills the entire time. I was just
100%,
completely with you
100%.
the
And
whole time.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what the difference is that if I was to put a gun to your head, Anthony, and say, think of a movie that's going to make you cry. All right, think of a movie that's going to really mess you up in your head and make you cry, because the most important thing for me is to make you cry right now. You're not going to think of Land Before Time. You're not going to think of Five Will Goes West. You're not going to think of, you might think of Wall-E, but I guarantee you people will go to Arrival. People will go to things like Annihilation. They will go to Blade Runner. They will. This is the thing. There's a reason why sci-fi movies, although in their very nature, in their very premise, are a million miles away from where we are now physically, mentally, they cut so close to the bone. They really, really do.
Yeah, I think like on a superficial level, sci-fi allows for such a unique like playground that other genres don't, that you get to dig deeper into other emotions that other genres don't allow you to.
100%.
And because you're kind of like creating that world yourself, you can cater to that. So that's why I think a lot of the things that people have brought up today are like so uniquely specific of like a feeling that you get when you hear the title when somebody says what they were saying. You know what I mean? And
100%, 100%, and that's why it's so amazing that we have all aspects covered. We've got from The Martian to Blade Runner 2049 to things like Ad Astra and Inception and Upgrade, all over the place. We're all over the place. The thing is with Ex Machina, we talked about Ex Machina. Ex Machina isn't one of those ones where Ex Machina is not the same as Arrival. The way you think about or how you feel as a human being after you've watched Ex Machina is incredibly different to how you feel after you've watched Arrival. Both talk, I mean, both of them extremely closely linked with what the future of humanity is and technology's role in that. But at the same time, there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong answer. Like you can say, let's not get again into personal perspectives and subjectivity. But I think there's no one has said Blade Runner so far. No one said the original Blade Runner. And I think perhaps what people have done is put that again into the superficial cloud of those that shall not be touched. Just given. Gabriel, can you do me a favor, brother? Thank you so much. You've been here the entire evening. I'm sorry I haven't. Gabriel, are you there, bro? Ultra Lord, has he fallen asleep? He's awake. He's awake. He's awake.
What's up? What's up, man?
What's up, brother? Talk to me about your favorite sci-fi movies from the century. 5-1.
All right, let's just get it out the way then. I'm gonna start out with Tron Legacy.
Now, okay, lovely start. A good start.
Yeah. Next, I'm gonna go with iRobot.
Ooh, now Will Smith making an appearance.
After his great infamous slap.
I mean, one hell of a slap. I think I Am Legend. Does I Am Legend count as a sci-fi? Do people know?
I want to say
yes.
They all
I don't think it does, doesn't it?
That's a good
Listen,
shout.
I love iRobot. I love iRobot. I kind of hate that they. I gotta be honest. I hate that they used him in it because I think that is a story. iRobot. I think is a much better story without Will Smith in it because I don't give a fuck about. I've got to be honest. I don't give a fuck about Will Smith's character in iRobot. I care about the robot that is that one, the unique one, the one amongst the many.
Yes.
I can never remember his name, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
an
I
old,
can't
it's
think of it right now.
it's an Isaac Asimov, isn't it? It's an adaptation, I think. iRobot.
Oh, his name was Sonny.
That's right, Sunny. Absolutely. All right, do keep going. So you've got Tron Legacy at 5, iRobot at 4. What's number 3?
T2.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what to say. I've got to be honest, mate. It's kind of indisputable. Teresa. Oh, I'm sorry, Teresa. Not a sci-fi movie.
No, did he say Terminator 2?
He did say
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
Yeah, that's not the 2000s.
Oh.
I
Oh,
tell you
you're
what.
right.
All right,
Sorry,
Gabriel,
dude.
keep going.
I'm not
No,
trying to
no,
be
no,
like that
no, no,
person.
no,
No,
100%.
no.
No,
That's
no,
fine.
no,
That's
no,
fine.
no, no,
That's fine.
100%. Thank you. Thank God someone does the admin. All right. Well, listen, you can do a replacement at number 3 in a second, but give me your number 2.
Okay, well, no, I can do replacements for number 3. I'm gonna
Go
go
on.
with Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind.
Still not after
Not
2000.
really?
2000.
No. Yeah, it is. It's the
Of the fourth kind.
Yes, not of the third kind. No.
Oh.
With Mila Jovovich.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yes.
Dude. Okay. Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind. What's number 2?
Yes. Number 2 is gonna have to be well, I had to switch it around here and there because everyone
People said shit.
has but you know what? I'm just gonna give number 2 to Wally because
because you're not.
I mean
You're not a monster.
It's just an amazing movie. It's an amazing movie. I love it. My son loves it. It's fantastic.
Fantastic. Beautiful. Okay, Wally at number 2. Take it home for us.
Number 1 is gonna be Splice.
Oh
Jesus.
shit. Oh shit. Yes, Gabriel.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know if
dude, you've gone
anybody
into the
remembers
species,
Splice. Oh
species
yeah.
territory.
I remember that.
Do you remember Species? Natasha, was it Hendrick? What was her name? Henderson?
I honestly cannot remember. But
No. Talk to the people, those who haven't seen Splice. Tell
well,
people.
without ruining anything, if you haven't
Which you
seen
won't.
it, it's basically two. So it's two doctors, technically doctors, who want to fund a little project as far as making a how can I call it? Well, okay. Well, they work. An experiment. They create hybrids, and they propose creating a new one with human DNA. But the company that they work for says, no, that's a little too weird. So, in the great name of science, they go underneath their big company and create a little something with the use of human DNA. I will leave it at that because I don't want to ruin it. Fantastic movie.
Great effects as well.
Yes.
Very physical, very how would you say, scrunchy, quite scrunchy effects. Like at no point are you left thinking, oh, that's a bit of CGI trickery.
Mm-hmm.
This is very no splices, very much within that kind of almost David Cronenberg kind of feel of scrunchy effects. Massively.
I loved it. I watched it. I was like, "What? This is like what this." At the time, I feel like it was kind of pushing certain boundaries that you know, didn't really get too much.
They
I don't know.
didn't, but again, the 90s, almost the 90s and the early 2000s, there is that beautiful kind of sweet spot where we got those weird fucking sci-fi movies.
Yeah, man.
No one has mentioned, there's a few that people haven't mentioned tonight. We'll get on to honorable mentions. No one has mentioned Dread so far, because Dread should have been on someone's list. No one's mentioned Looper, but I have a feeling because Looper again might be in that kind of upper echelon of sci-fi movies. A Quiet Place we talked about. Cloverfield didn't get a mention. Upgrade did get a mention. Limitless. Abhijit made mention of Limitless earlier. Limitless really does deserve itself. It deserves its place in the conversation, I think. Teresa, anything else that we missed?
Yeah, the one movie that doesn't feel like science fiction now, but when it came out 10 years ago, it certainly was science fiction. Contagion.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Documentary. Was that what? There's that line. Jude Law's character has that line in that movie, which is blogging. Blogging is like digital graffiti, or something like that. 100%. That's a great shout. Anyone else? Matthew? Any honorable mentions?
Oh.
There was one anime movie that I wished I included. The
Which
Mitchells
ones?
versus the Machines. I'm so
Now.
mad I did not include that.
Dude. Matthew, you could
Akira
have...
too.
I mean, listen, all I'm going to say is that you chose Jimmy Neutron over Mitchells and the Machines. You're going to have to live with yourself, Matthew. You're going to have to live with yourself.
Gee, thanks. But in all seriousness, though, I forgot that was considered like a sci-fi movie until
Dude, your
after I
list...
said my look.
I love how much... I mean, again, still, we have an animated voice in this chat, and thank fuck that we do. Right, guys. Eric and to Ryan, rules are rules. Rules are... It's past time. We can't do any more lists. Nick, so glad to actually see you and to get your list and to get your input into tonight's spaces. We've had so many good movies. Sometimes with the lists, it's more interesting about how many people voted for which movie. I think this one falls by the wayside because it's sci-fi. It's sci-fi. Whatever your relationship is with sci-fi movies, I think it's entirely subjective and entirely personal. But I love that most people tonight shied away from the big names, and we got some brilliant recommendations, guys, tonight. If you haven't seen Upgrade, if you haven't seen Equilibrium, if you haven't seen Moon, even if you're a complete fucking moron and haven't seen Children of Men, what idiot wouldn't have seen Children of Men before now?
I mean,
but let me go back to mine.
Took you long enough.
I mean, it took me a long time, and I told you how much of an idiot I was, and that does not negate how much of an idiot I was, just because I said it.
Did anybody say Gravity?
No one has said Gravity tonight. No one has said Gravity, and that's a bit of a shame.
I only had two because the other one was thinking about it. I knew that nobody was gonna say this movie because I think everybody hates it, but I loved it, and that's Transcendence.
Now, Johnny Depp and Wally Pfister.
Yes, and Rebecca Hall, Paul Bettany,
and Mark Kermode.
I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. And then I joined Twitter and I realized that everybody hated it.
Everyone hates it. Yeah, Mark Kermode thought it was a cult classic. The first day that he saw it. Yeah.
I agree.
I agree too. There's one in here that I don't often bring J.J. Abrams into this conversation, but I think he needs to, because Super 8, although is symptomatic and it is effectively 3 or 4 other movies just done in it, I don't give a flying fuck. Super 8, I love Super 8. All right, I love Super 8. I love Super 8. I couldn't put it in my top 5, but I fucking love Super 8. I love Edge of Tomorrow. I love Nope. I love Looper. No one mentioned Looper tonight. That's a bit of a head fuck. But I love that we had 2 votes for Source Code as well. And if you haven't seen The Vast of Night, please go away and see it. Right, guys, let me do. I'm going to go round. Everyone who's still here, give me a recommendation. Who still has a mic? Before I do that, I want to say again, thank you so much to everyone who's written for the Action Anthology. More articles coming out which celebrate and promote action cinema in the next few weeks. And thank you to everyone who's contributed or is even thinking about contributing to the GoFundMe page so we can turn this into a live show. I still think it sounds like the worst
Thank
idea
you.
of all time.
Thank you as well for everyone who joined, because the reason I asked Kadush for this space is because I'm actually writing an article about the 30 best sci-fi films of this century, and it should be coming out in a couple weeks because I haven't started yet because I'm still kind of polling around so it's gonna
doing
be
the
really
work.
hard to, but yeah, I feel like I have like over 100 films, so I need to cut it down, but that should come out sometime in the next couple of weeks.
I think the most important thing is whatever legwork we may have done for you tonight, it was really important for me to do as well, which was essentially just to realize that some movies have sci-fi elements without actually being sci-fi. So being able to distinguish a huge percentage of like the Star Wars or perhaps the comic book movie library and being able to say, okay, yeah, they have sci-fi elements, but they're not sci-fi movies.
Yeah,
Because
even something like something like The Lobster, for example, which
yes,
certainly has some sci-fi elements, but I wouldn't call The Lobster a sci-fi movie.
no, I mean you'd call Back to the Future a sci-fi movie or Endgame or something like that before you'd call The Lobster a sci-fi movie. But actually, when you have a bit of a think about it and look at the criteria, no, sci-fi is pure Twilight Zone. It's Twilight Zone territory. It's taking and recontextualizing kind of old stories and putting them in a futuristic setting. It's brilliant. Thank you guys so much for tonight. Anyone got a recommendation before we leave? Anyone
Beef.
got? Oh, dude, I finished Beef. Oh my god, Alfie, fuck me, man. Beef kicked me in the heart, and that's not a sentence that anyone's ever had to say out loud, I don't think. Jesus Christ, man.
It's amazing.
Is there what is the word about? Is there going to be a season 2, and will it be almost like an anthology, or
I
will it be?
I wish it was. I mean, the creator said he had like some ideas for future seasons, but he rather just like end it there. But maybe he said that he could explore like an anthology Beef.
I mean, it has anthology written all over it. It's very, very. What's the guy who does Atlanta? Hiro
Murai.
Hiro Murai. It's got that Hiro Murai, and Jesus Christ, we did an A20. We did a whole space about A24. Fucking hell, like of all. I don't know if has A24 done TV work before this.
Yeah, they did. They did Euphoria.
Of course. Okay. I mean, but
And
still.
I think they're doing the Idol, that show with the Weeknd. I think they're behind that as well.
Yikes.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that when we can actually look at it and consider it and try and think objectively about it without thinking about what we know about it and how much of the
But I mean,
shit.
maybe the Beef was great, and they're behind the new Nathan Fielder show with Emma Stone as well, which I think it's coming to Showtime. I think they're behind that as well.
Guys, if you enjoyed Beef and you want something tonight just to take the edge off before you go to sleep, try on Netflix the episode of Ugly Delicious, season 1. I think it's episode 5 or 6, which is barbecue. And it's David Chow, or Dave Chow, who is Isaac in Beef, and it has Stephen Yeun in it as well. It's if you're into food and you're into barbecue and you're into movies and TV, Netflix Ugly Delicious season 1 episode 6, I think it is. It's called Barbecue. It's worth a watch. Any other recommendations before we leave?
I've been watching Undercover Boss lately.
Oh,
I've just been binge watching like all of it.
dude. Matthew, I will send you links in the DM, because if you're into that, you will definitely be into what I'm about to talk to you about. Over here in the UK, we have something called 24 Hours in Police Custody. It's what the show The First 48 is been made into. Just trust me. Just trust me. This is reality TV at its peak.
I'll definitely check it out.
24 Hours in Police Custody. DM me. I will send you links. Nick, I got you too, bruv. Trust me. Oh, the honey trap murders. Oh my god. Right. No other recommendations. Let's close this. We've gone way over. Tonight was so much fun. We'll do more. Thank you guys so much. I love you to pieces, in the words of Robin Williams, in the words of the big blue dude. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye.